Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to another episode from GKP Live. I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's well. And usual thing, we will be right back after the short interval.
This would have, if I were going to pick this show, I'm going to pick that one. So we've got a lot more up to come. Nice patterning, nice separation. Look at that, beautiful fish. And again, check this out, guys. This is something else. That is beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Nice wild common carp coming up for a piece of bread. Perfect. Let's have a look at his koi facility again and look at this full cherry blossom. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get from the other side so we've got the sun behind us so that you can see this, but this is absolutely stunning. So yeah, there it is. Look at this one. Yeah, it is. Absolutely beautiful. Without further ado, I'll get us inside, have a look round, and let you see what you think.
He should be upstairs. Yeah, he's upstairs.
There we go. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. And first there was 4, and now there is 6. How about that? And for all those that didn't notice this week, we was actually a minute early for once. How about that? We're getting there. I still get to mute my microphone though, so you got that little looping play background. But can't get it right every day.
Hey!
How is everybody?
Hey. Sorry, snacks.
No wrong with snacks, mate. What we got? Hang about.
Pomegranate flavoured Turkish delight with chopped up hazelnut.
Lovely. Go to the top, please, of where they are.
Nice.
Okay.
How we doing, Ricky?
Not bad, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. How's my fry?
We're all down to business. How's my fry?
Told her.
Oh, come on, Gaz. You saw the video. I mean, for 2-week-old fry, them fucking fish were monstrous.
They were big, yeah.
They really have grown. Proper surprised by that. I even shared it with this lot to show them. So
That's what I mean. They are double the size of the 2 to 3 week old unselected fry I had 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Double the size. Easily.
So all those pints and pints of Daphne, brownie shrimp, Daphne, isn't it, that you're feeding?
Can't keep up with this. Too many conversations.
You'll get there, mate. Don't worry, you'll get there.
You get used to it, Tony.
Right, I'll go a few of these little comments that we've had, and then we'll kick off with this evening's show. Bubble and Fins says, Vicky from Bubble and Fins says, good evening, everyone. Let's get comfortable.
Vicky.
Evening, Vicky.
Thank you very much.
Vince, I've got one of those bonsais now from Will.
Oh, wicked.
Oh, did you win?
Awesome, isn't they?
You did, didn't you?
Beautiful,
Yeah. Sweet. Happy days. Look good and all. They did a nice job, didn't they? Where's the little voice that's coming from?
Sorry, that's my lot.
That's all right.
That's how Ricky calls it. Calls it noise pollution.
Good evening.
Yes.
I was just.
How
How you doing, bud? I was just trying to work out them for us.
Why am I
get looking at my
hearing
screen
everything
thinking, what have I
twice?
got playing in background?
That's us. Sorry, we'll leave.
No.
No.
Trust me, it's boring. I'm going.
What are we doing, Matt? Thanks.
That's all right. I'm a fish wife. I can't listen to fish anymore.
Don't you? Well, you're my wife. All we needed to know way back then, all those years ago, was just to get some fish. Problem solved.
Oh, it went quiet for a minute then.
They're gone. We're good.
Let's get. I weren't bothered, mate. I've been looking on my thing, thinking I've had loads of different videos playing, trying to help Aaron out do something, and I'm thinking, which one? When have I got a tab open this time? So I've been looking at them all to see which one it was.
Ricky, while not too many people talking, I just wanted to thank you for today. That was brilliant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate. I hope they settled in. Got some nice ones.
Yeah, I've fed them twice already.
You got Vince's fry, don't tell him.
Yeah.
So you just picked up yourself. What selection of fry did you go for then, Tony?
Just chuck.
You missed out.
Just chuckles.
Really good fry, Vince.
Yeah. What variety did you go for? Or did you just get a mix?
I got the special, the Goshki and Kujaku.
Red Kajaku, yeah.
And I've got a mix as well.
Sweet.
And they're going to be kept separate.
Cool.
Very good.
Got some nice kahakus, didn't you?
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for those.
Bigger ones.
Yeah.
They're good. Nice fish, mate.
Yeah, I was a bit worried. I bowled them up before I put them in the tank, and two of them are leapers. So
Dual leapers.
Feisty little fuckers, were they?
Yeah, get a net on them.
Oh, yeah.
There were only Dave that got that one. Thanks, Dave. Cheers, mate. I didn't fly by than everybody else with that one. Well, we've got Tony's comment there. Says, good evening all, Coisters. What a wonderful day it's been today. And I guess that's why, because his fries turned up and we got him in, all settled in, looking good. Gary Webb says, coffee and popcorn ready. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gary.
Gary.
Says, hello all. Good evening, Simon.
Evening, Simon.
Keggy with a boom. Koi King, evening, everyone.
Evening, Ben.
Ahead of time this evening, unusual for me, and so are we.
So were we, yeah.
Very unusual.
Anyway, underneath Dave, it should say Pinko Baldrick.
It should. I totally agree.
Sorry, Gaz. I've got to use what you'd use.
You got an itch in your face, mate. Yeah.
I've got a bad itch. Yes, it happens.
Often in this show.
Well, it's the beard's growing back. You see, it's quite itchy. Yeah.
I'm still hearing everything twice.
Ah, well, that's because you're watching it whilst listening to it and being a part of it.
Ah, see?
You don't need to watch what you're being a part of.
Yeah, being greedy, Anthony.
Yeah.
Edward Guppy says, good evening, everyone.
Edward.
Thank you very much, bud. Peter says, evening all. Good evening, Pete.
Peter.
Paul Mack says, hi, everyone. Hi, Paul. Gary says, had my first jumper in 5 years. This is the one with the elbows, Mr. Met. Today we're doing easy pod cleans. He jumped up onto the side of the pond, flopped himself back in again. He pulled a couple of tails out. That's not good. That's a good question. And that is a bit of a prompt from yourself there, Gary. How long does it take for a scale to grow back? Because I've looked into it a little bit and I can't get anything that actually gives you any definite, defined answer. Have you any idea, Rick, or anybody else, how long it takes for a scale to grow back? It's not done any actual damage to the scale pocket.
personally, I've found that if the scale pocket itself isn't damaged, the scale will come back, but it does take a long time.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not the same colour either.
No.
Is it not?
You won't get a definite answer though, because it depends on the age of the fish and the temperature. So the younger they are and the hotter they are, the quicker it's going to happen.
Yeah. Again, so it's temperature driven kind of thing.
You're getting it, temperature driven.
Yeah. A lot of things around it. It's all to do with temperature, isn't it?
Yeah. Age of vitality in the fish as well.
I'm a bit gutted by that because I did say that I thought my Benny Ginger had lost a scale, and it has lost a scale. I've had a closer look at it, and it has lost one. But that's back end of last season, back end of summer. I'm hoping that it comes good, but if it doesn't, I won't be showing it, so it really won't make a difference to me. But
well, in Yorkshire temperatures, it'll take about 10 years then, Gaz.
Right. No, damn it.
No, I've got to get Gim and Sorrow going out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Have you found out what's up with it? Or are you just going to give it a clean?
Couple of raised scales, so I'm going to get her out, knock her out, clean her up, and put her back. I don't really like getting the bigger girls out constantly because of their size. I mean,
I had an Asagi with 2 or 3 raised scales. And I took it out and just get a PP bath for 7 minutes. Put it back in. Gone. Right as rain. 2 days later, completely gone straight back down.
Yeah.
Worth a thought.
Well, I mean, it worked for that one, Vince, but mine looked like it was just prior to me finding out that I got the flukes again. So I thought, well, I'll have a quick look at it and have a see if there's out. And there were no redness, no nothing on it. It just looked slightly raised. You could just tell when it turned as it was swimming away from you, you could just see that they were slightly not, as flat as the others. So I took it out and gave a PP bath, and I thought, well, we'll see how it goes. Put it back in. 2 days later, completely gone. And it's not flared back up. So I'm wondering if it were a bit irritated, it had a little bit of a flick off or something and got itself knocked.
Yeah, that's what's happened with her. She's bounced off the bottom drain, I think you'll find.
Yeah. I think that's what mine do it on, because they quite often go to that little bottom drain to have a whack off it. But that's the beauty of bottom drains like what you have and the bottom drain that I have.
Can't help off my drain.
Don't, because my top will come down.
Cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers. Have you got a bottle of wine there as well with the little pinky up?
Just wait for you to pass something aside so we can all take one.
Thank you, Vin.
Hello, mate. From Saskia.
Not getting it, Rick.
Now then,
that pond's looking fucking awesome.
Yeah, really good block work that is.
You've done a very nice job. You should be super proud of yourself, because that is absolutely banging. Amanda Smith says evening all. Good evening, Amanda.
Good evening, Amanda.
Mick Lawson says good evening all. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much, Mick. I hope you're feeling a bit better. And I hope you've got back on top of that old COVID, mate, feeling a bit better.
By the way, Mick, monsters spawned and they're all fertile.
Yes, she spawned, mate. And there's about 5 That's going to be giving some away. She's got some fish to get rid of this year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a hell of a lot to go through, mate. It will be by the time they've done.
Yeah.
Chris says evening with a thumbs up. Good evening, Chris.
Evening, Chris.
Evening.
Thank you very much.
JP Watergarden says, how are we all doing, peeps? Very well, thank you very much, JP. Keith Smith, okay. Evening all. Thank you very much for joining us, Keith. Mr. Bass. Evening all. The quick answers to question time. Lisa Leach says, evening all with a thumbs up. Paul says, from Bubble and Finn, says, hi guys, how you doing, Paul? Thanks for joining us again, mate. Oh, well, here we go. Budget Podkeeper says, evening all.
First.
And
evening.
Leo How you doing, bud? Thank you very much for coming and joining us at the weekend, last weekend, mate. And thank you very much for doing that little interview, buddy. It was most enjoyable.
Always Humber's ladders.
With your dad, mate. They're looking brilliant. Which, actually, if we can, what I will do, I'm going to give him a shout out. New little channel that's popped up. Father and son team. If we could all find his channel. Bear me 1 second.
Seamless, that. Seamlessly.
I'm going to drop in a little link, guys. If you could all do me a huge favour, pop round, have a look at them. They've just started going. Sorry, that's a magpie on the roof. They've just started the channel up and going. At least it's not a scaffold bar this week. You can see him, it's there behind my head.
Yeah, I think it's just flown off.
Is there? Channel's up and running, just got going, got a few videos out there. So if you could all do us a huge favour, guys, if you could, there's 72 subscribers at present, 6 videos up. If you could swing by, give them a little bit of a lift and see if you enjoy the content. Many more videos and clips to come.
What's the channel?
It's called Humbercoy.
And it is, at the moment, the only father and son team, other than Phil G's Koi Pond, that are doing YouTube. So that in itself needs some support because they're youngsters, and getting youngsters into the hobby is what we need.
And Leo also has Birdwatcher Leo too, because he is also right now. I'm a Twitcher.
He's a Twitcher. Yeah,
Twitcher.
Ornithologist, isn't it?
Yeah. What?
Ornithologist.
Yeah, we'll go with Twitcher
as well.
Yeah, it's easy to spell.
Vince. I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. It's one of them. What he said.
Yeah.
He also has that channel as well. So if we can, let's see if we can give him a little shout out for that channel too. My idea is, guys, if we can help these smaller channels and obviously young people such as Leo to get into it. So he's enjoying doing his little bit of YouTube. He has his own little channel and he started doing one with his dad. And that's the future generation. So to me, these guys need a little bit of support, a little bit of a push and a little bit of a nudge in the right direction. And we can hopefully get more people his age to get involved in it, which is going to be the next future generation of koi keepers for people like Rick who want to be selling fish to them. Yeah, I mean, it's the up and coming market, mate, isn't it? If we can get more kids into it.
Yeah.
But there's Leo's other channel there, Birdwatcher Leo. So if you could swing by and give him a like and a share and subscribe on that one as well, it'd be greatly appreciated, guys. Adam Lloyd says, hi all, with a thumbs up. Charlie Biffy Brown says, evening panel and all watching. Thanks for joining us, Charlie. Appreciate it, mate.
Charlie.
Evening, Colin.
Close them down.
Evening, Jeff.
Right, with a wave. How you doing, bud?
How we doing, my duck?
My duck. Aquarium Daily says, hi everyone. Thank you very much for joining us.
How we doing,
Evening, Andrew.
Rocket Boy, how you doing, bud? Good evening, guys. Daz, Ben, DT, and everyone else. Look at that.
Your 4 steps doing very well, Dave.
Oh.
John Cole says, evening, everyone. Hope all is well. Right. This week, if anybody else would like to do, if you didn't get the message and you didn't see the community post and you didn't see the link to a Facebook group, which may I add, we've finally got up to about 401 subscribers to the Facebook group as well. Some people sending in us pictures of their Sankies for us to have a look at. So slightly later in the show, we're going to have a look through some of those. What was that, Dave? Oh,
Rick has been looking forward to this one.
Oh yeah,
I love Sankey.
He's actually, well, Rick sent me some as well, so we've got some from Rick to have a look at. And we've
only wouldn't buy one for the event.
I mean,
I did try and sell him one.
Yeah, you did. When I got home, I tried to photograph my 32-year-old Sankey, looking a bit rough around the edges.
Yeah, but a 32-year-old, mate, that's an achievement in itself.
That's an achievement in itself.
To see a fish of that age would have been nice, just to see
telling
what
Ricky it's got a growth on its side, the size of a golf ball, and it's had it since it was 2 years old.
There you go, 30-year-old growth.
It nearly got euthanized, but it lived okay and it was happy, so I've still got it.
Yeah, I got that with the Shiro I got in my pond, Lumpy, the one that Adam Byer gave me. That had a lump on its side, and it has literally grown with the fish. It hasn't got any bigger, hasn't got any smaller, but it's just grown with the fish. So it's one of them things, isn't it?
I've got a Kahaku, same. Got a lump on its back. It's had it all the time I've had it.
It's whether you can look after it or not.
That's never got any bigger either, does it? It's not grown.
It's no detriment to the fish.
Unsightly, but I mean, we all have us lumps and bumps here, there, and some problems are over, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
No comment, Your Honour.
Cassie Coy says, "Evening, folks."
Yeah, Cassie.
Evening.
Leo, hi, with a thumbs. Oh, sorry, with a waving hand. And evening, all. Thank you very much for joining us, Mike.
Evening, Aaron. Mr. Tropical.
What is going on with my phone tonight?
JP says, "I really think this needs to go over."
I don't understand that either.
This needs to go over.
I think this needs to go
Weeks, just
borrowing.
Who will we borrowing from?
What we're borrowing and what does it either need to get over or over?
Translation, please.
Yeah, JP.
Is it every other week?
I mean, I think
it's starting to get a bit boring.
Technically, I think we've got.
Let's go.
Somebody want to give us a bit of a translation for that one? We know what you're going on about, bud. What have we got? Evening all from Tony, fella. Nice to see you on. There you go. From Irish.
IGK, how we doing, bud?
Evening.
Dale says, "Evening, everyone." Good evening, Dale. Thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
mate.
Dale.
Evening.
Nicola Wallace says, "Hi, everyone," from a koi window. Oh, from a koi window.
That's good. Right. I like that.
There seems to be a fair few now, doesn't there? Phelan Lass, evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great week. Nothing to complain about this week for a change, so I'm well happy. To look at the barn owls that you had. I enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for sharing it. And she's got 6 of them. Actually got 6 of them. Which is pretty cool.
Are they breeding? And if they are you going to be keeping hatchlings, or will you be letting them go?
Mother and father to some of them that they're sons and daughters. So she has sons and daughters, I believe, if memory serves from the video I watched. So.
Yeah. What I mean is, if she has any more, does she
just release
lecturize them and put them back out into the wild, or do they get moved on to someone to be kept in captivity? You see that's what I was trying to get at.
I think it'd be difficult to breed birds from captive birds to then bring them back to being wild again, wouldn't it? I mean, you can imagine it'd be slightly more easier to have wild birds breed wild birds, but captive birds tend to be more hand tamed because they're in and around that environment, aren't they? I think it'd be probably difficult. I don't know. That'd be cool to see. Let us know, Fenland, if you don't mind, if you want to share a little bit of info on that. It'd be interesting to know if that's what the project is that you're doing, or whether it's just pets. Be cool. Aquaticness says hi. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Hey, long time no see.
Right then, let's see what we've got on any of his first questions this week and see if we can get a topic going. If anybody has any questions they would like to ask this evening, ask any one of us on the panel, or a question in general, type them out in capital letters for us, guys, and I'll be able to identify which one is from, one to the other. As in normal comments or somebody that's trying to ask a question. Right. So, give me on it. First one. Right. From Amanda Smith. Teamwork question for this week. How did you all meet? I met. Well, first of all, I'll start about. You know how we met Rick. We met as we went down to go see Rick at the Yamatonoshiki growing show that Vince did. I met Daz via an introduction from Jack, the Malden Reefer, and working alongside him, helping Jack on his farm.
They went to Poland.
Yeah, and then we went to Poland together, had a blast, and we've been mates ever since. Vince, through YouTube, comes communications, but the first time I ever met was when I went down to pick up a fish from him.
Yeah, I don't know him at all. I've never seen him before.
And this chap just, I still don't know who he is.
Pinko, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Again, met Dave through YouTube, had a laugh and a joke. We've had a wander about. We've been out to a few different spots together, and he's just basically joined a group of friends. Now, Tony, I met Tony at Vince's growing show again down at New Forest Coy. So that's how I met everybody. I'll let everybody else answer that one.
Well, I've been going backwards and forwards to Ricky over 10 years now. So
my cat's tapping on the window, so I've got to let him in.
Come on, let me in.
And he's got his own key.
Another man being dictated to by pussy.
Oh. Get him in there, Vince.
Yeah.
Vince the Twisted One, the GKP at no count accepts any liability.
Sorry, I couldn't help that one.
It's there now.
Anyway, Vince, go on. You were saying.
As you was, mate.
Shall we jump on to Daz?
Anytime you want, Vince, whenever you're ready, bud.
Me? Well, like I say, I met you through, it's that way, isn't it? I met you through YouTube. I met Daz through you. As for Baldrick, well, he's always been a thorn in my side, that one. Tony, I met at New Forest, and like I say, me and Ricky have actually been talking properly now for the last year or two, but I've been going backwards and forwards to New Forest for a good 10, 12 years, having fish and stuff off them.
Yeah.
I don't leave the forest, so I just met you the day you visited. That's it.
I have no idea, really.
No.
Yeah. What about yourself, then, Dave? Can you remember how you met Vince? Because
well, I think it was through a mutual friend, and we got talking that way. We're not friends anymore, but I'm friends with Vince. Met you through YouTube, obviously Daz through you. I don't know Rick, but obviously through the lives and what Vince were on about, and obviously Tony through YouTube as well.
There we go. So most of it.
But it makes a bigger community. And we all get along, and we'll, have a bit of banter along the way.
That's the one, mate. Isn't it? That's pretty much
What it's all about.
For us all, it's via the YouTube community, which is growing month in, month out.
And definitely.
Yeah.
For the better, which is my belief, anyway.
I met most of you through YouTube, really, without you knowing me, because I was watching you. So that's how I've met you. But I've met Gaz and Vince and Daz at Rick's New Forest Coy when we done the growing show, or Vince done the growing show, and Dave, I haven't met personally yet, but I've watched lots of his stuff and I watch his lives.
There we go.
A little plug there, Gaz. Sorry, there's had to get it in there.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. You know that, bud. That's what you're invited on for any time you want. You plug away, bud. You feel free. Get your fact. Let everybody know when your next show is, Dave.
Yeah.
Next show is actually. God, there's always one. No wonder that I'm always a prick.
Is it going to be this weekend, Dave?
Of course it is.
Good.
It's every fortnight. It's a fortnightly live, so it's this Saturday, then a week off, then another Saturday, so I can get a few things ready for it. And it's going quite well. The views are going up, and it's getting out to more people. So it's something a little bit different to give back to everyone that asked me, like you did, Vince, you did, Gaz. Say, come back to YouTube, and it's just something nice to give back to the community that helped me come back again.
That's it, mate.
So it should be.
Oh, yes.
It's a whole new world out there, isn't it?
Oh, it is now.
There's a quick message there for you, Mick. Just give us a shout out if you need anything, Mr. Director, from Mr. Mike Bass. I'm guessing COVID-wise related, mate. Should you can't or go anywhere, hopefully you're feeling a bit better, bud. Carlos C says evening all, and Mr. Lawson says amazing, Gaz and Daz.
Carlos.
There you go. That's the Fry Spawn Daz. BPK, both myself and Donna send our love to your father. We'll catch up with you again in the future. Family comes first. A little bit of a message there for your BPK, which is Budget Pond Keeper. G-H says, that time of the week again with a smiley face, evening chaps, with a wave and a tropical fish. You can't find one, can you, in the emojis? They don't have a koi. We need to get one.
Nope.
And there we go. There's a man in question. Humber Koi says, evening, good evening, Aaron.
Evening, Aaron.
West Brom Koi, and we've got a whole load of subscribed already. Subscribed. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate the support. Chasing Koi with a knock to all. First time in weeks in for the live, not to catch up. Woo, woo. Thanks for joining us, bud. Koi Karma says, I hope it's Tony. I've got vested interest.
Yeah, in that 4-step.
It's to and fro between you two, isn't it?
Growing every week. It's 300 quid now.
Mrs. Dale Pinker. Good evening, gentlemen, especially the Pom Pom King. I had to read that carefully then. I thought that said something a little different to Pom Pom.
It wasn't black and white.
Gary Webb says, my new YouTube channel, RC Aero Tech and Home Hobby, is a new channel. Can that get a shout out, please? There you go, mate. It has just had one. Koi Karma says, just subbed to Leo on Humber Koi. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the support for him.
Well, Rocky Boy, you should have subscribed to him the day of the fucking meeting at Adam by a koi farm. Tut.
Now, we have our translator here, which says, Lisa Leach, I think it should say, does need to be every other week as it's getting boring. Well, what you can do, mate, if you don't like it, you can always leave for a week and come back following. Nice one. Don't let the door hit you on your ass on the way out.
Just come in every other week.
Tilford Koi says, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well.
Hey up, Philip. How are we doing?
All right, Phil.
Oh, Philip from Telford Koi. He's the gentleman of YouTube, that man.
Jeffrey Watergarden says, started off being productive. Now it seems like it's the same content every week here. Well, let me help you out there with that one, mate. Just bear with me 1 second.
Well, I'm a new bit of content.
What do you want to talk about?
What would you like to talk about? I
would have thought such a young channel that is starting to be a koi business would want to listen to and get involved with as much as possible, not be detrimental.
Well, you see, there's two ways we can deal with this, Vince. We can either entertain him or we can do this. See you later, mate. Bye-bye.
Either or.
And from that, we shall move on. Mr. Mike Bath says barn owls are territorial, so wouldn't survive if let loose in the wild unless minimum human contact, not imprinted. That's what we're trying to think of. It's human.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we had two barn owls near me that I used to go and photograph. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore, so I'm hoping some new ones will move in. But one was found dead in the nest, and the ring showed it was 13 years old. That's a good age for a barn owl.
There you go. That's where she needs to send some more.
I don't know nothing about them, but I just used to photograph them.
Well, no, that was why I was asking. Is she part of a program where like she takes the eggs and from the bird once they've and incubates them? Can you see what I mean? That's what I was trying to get at. Is she part of a program to put barn owls back into nature because they are in a decline?
Yeah, they are. Right? That would be pretty cool if they wanted.
They have like a glove that's like a bird to feed it with, so it doesn't imprint on the humans. It thinks it's being fed by a bird.
That's what I was trying to get at.
They done that with the common cranes, didn't they? That they reintroduced.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that. See, they actually used an imitation puppet to feed it, don't they? Right. We've got a lot of other comments regarding to all that kind of carry on, but I'm not going to give him airtime. I'm not going to give him what he's desiring, which is let's see you do it, mate. Budget Pond Keeper, going back to a comment that was talked about regarding the cleanup bugs in your filter, of which I have loads. Does that imply that over cleaning your filters is a bad thing?
Depends on the type of filter you got, but yeah, today we saw on the tube thing that we got a lot of the Gamrus appearing. Was it Jeff Harfield's?
Yeah,
they're the boys you want.
Yeah, those were the ones that were on the fine filter floss. So that's
that's the Gamrus.
They're like a woodlouse, but they're aquatic.
Yeah, absolutely teeming of them. I said, look, send some to me. I'll feed them into the OBC tank, ready for the fry to turn up because they're perfect protein for your fish.
Yeah.
Also good at cleaning up though as well, aren't they? So I mean, if you can put them into a vessel or into an area that's not getting fish contact, then obviously they're going to do a good thing. So I would guess that obviously not just solely relying on them to clean your filters. You're going to have some element of cleaning, but they are there to clean up all the detritus that settles.
It's just part of a balance, isn't it? Get enough in. If you go mental, they'll only live in certain parts of your filter and certain types of filter. They're not going to live in your fluid bed or whatever. But
definitely not.
Settlement type chambers or the normal box filters, they'll thrive in and they'll do you the world of good. So
veg filters as well.
Yeah.
I just believe in cleaning the bulk of the. Can I say crap? Yeah, the bulk of the crap out.
You did.
And, then I just leave all the film that's on all the surfaces. I see some people just scrub them to death, don't they?
Bleach it and everything.
I know. I've seen people scrubbing the walls of their Easy Pods as well.
Yeah, I don't get that. You've spent ages trying to build those films up.
Yeah.
Not only on the filters, but the walls of the pond and the floor of the pond and everything else, and you see people scrubbing away at it or getting rid of it.
Sorry.
What's
It was just a comment. It flashed. It was just a comment. It just flashed up. Sorry.
Oh dear me! Sorry, the memory's not did that then. It just put loads of laughing faces, 4 cats, and 5 cat faces.
Tap, tap, tap.
That was a good one, Paul. That made me giggle. Right then, Daz, I have got a question here which says, how is Daz's spawning going? I'll let you get your 5
Very
minutes.
good.
Chief into that one. I'll be back in a second.
I've had about 6 spawns so far. But the first ones they've all hatched and they're free swimming. I'm starting them on egg yolk. As soon as they get big enough, then they'll go straight onto the brine shrimp and then the Daphnia. I've got absolutely tons of Daphnia, so I can't wait to get them weaned onto that lot. Hopefully they'll grow super fast. But yeah, I think one spawn out of the 6 was no good, and that was a very small spawn, and it was a mixed spawn, just a flock spawn that I was quarantining some fish that I'd collected. Didn't even know what sex they were. And I noticed the next morning there'd been a small spawn, but I wasn't too bothered about losing that because I didn't really want it anyway. I only wanted the ones I'd selected. So yeah, I put that in a big container, but I think I took the air stone out by accident. I was messing about and forgot to put it back in. And about 3 days later, it was rather disgusting. Could smell it. They'd all gone off. The eggs had, so I've dished that lot. But yeah, everything else is going brilliant. And this weekend, I'm picking up a male kahaku, about 65, 70 centimeters at Ofuchi one with certificate 4-step kahaku, I think it is.
Yeah, nice little button nose as well, hasn't it?
He has, yeah. So I'll attempt the spawn with the big kahaku female then. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I should get a bloody shit ton of eggs off that. She's massive.
Yeah. That'll be a good spawn, mate. That's be a pure Japanese imported fish, but it will be a pure Japanese, true breed, won't it? Kahaku to kahaku.
Yeah, that was thanks to Dave. Dave passed the contact on who got the fish, and I wasn't expecting to get a decent male this year, but that's just felt perfect. So cheers, Dave.
It's all right. It's what we do. We all help each other out in whichever way possible. I can't really normally help people out. It's normally you lot helping me, so it makes a change for once, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Stop selling yourself short, Dave.
Well, it depends what you mean on height.
Have you been having any more success on the farm, Rick, with your spawns? Have you got everything all acted as expected?
Yeah, the first round all went spot on, and yeah, we won't do any more now till next week when we've got the hatcheries. So yeah, it's all about space. Clear one load, get the next load going. So a lot have gone out today, the younger sizes, and then what I want's already gone out to the ponds. So the hatchery will be stripped, cleaned, disinfected, refilled, ready for the next lot of eggs next Thursday, maybe.
No dancing on the keyboard.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So with that, then you've now got. I'm guessing they're all on your system, all online for everybody. You have a selection, or have you already sold out? Have you cleared up? Got rid of them all?
Done. Yeah, they're already pre-ordered. So the people that were on the list have had the opportunity, and they're done. Yeah, so there's nothing available to
that was quick.
The public or whatever. It's literally, there's the waiting list of, massive. Really, not so much for the younger ones. They are to start with, but yeah, we'll struggle to fulfill what's already pre-ordered. So it's, by the time we start advertising them, it's the season almost.
But isn't that a good thing, though, Rick, in a way for you? So you know that as soon as you get that fried, you know that they're going to be going, and you're not thinking, well, where am I going to store these until I can get rid?
Pretty much it's ideal. I mean, we originally did it because they were a spare part of the production, and now the demand from it's balancing up. On one hand, I've got to stock my ponds, and on the other hand, I've got a waiting list for the fish. It's a bit of someone like Vince twisting my arm. Go on, give me a few thousand more of them, and I'm like, no, I need them. But yeah, it works. It works all round. It benefits us. It benefits people that want to do it. So yeah, and as we do each block of spawnings, and we generally do them as a whole batch. But so, last time was 6 females. This time we're probably trying to do 10 separate sets next week. So there'll be 10 different varieties available. They'll stock our ponds that we need from them, and the rest will be available as mixes or individual blocks accordingly.
I'm gonna have to get another tank.
Ricky, so all 7 of the crosses, have you put them through a different side?
All set. Sorry, go back.
You had the 7 crosses that we put out, and you said I've done all 7.
No,
have you kept them separate?
No, I haven't done all 7 yet. I said I might do all 7. But I have got 4 of them done separate. Yeah, but for the next block I put in, there will be the potential parents to do some more of them.
Yeah,
the Hiatsuri, what was it? Kinshowa Hiatsuri cross, Harawaki Deutsche cross. So yeah, those ones haven't been done yet. Whether they, if it all pans
out, do them Thursday.
So yeah, if you come early Thursday morning, we'll get some filming done and show how we do it.
Yep, definitely.
Set your alarm this time.
Ricky's all out of fry.
I'll come down and sleep in the car.
Ricky's all out of fry because I got them.
When everybody wants something, we need to come see you. Then,
look at him, sat there like the Donlet. Yeah. I've got them all. We get you back.
Well, it's not like your garden ain't big enough, is it?
Well, yeah, there is that, Dave. Why is your pond only so small?
Oh, she'd kill me if I built another pond.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Graham.
Evening, Graham.
Right.
Now then, how's it going, mate? See you morning.
Howdy up. How are we doing?
Look at his channel, guys. He is going to share me and send me some links and stuff at some point so I can show you some of the stuff that he's doing. We've got an evening there from Ash Robertson. With an evening.
How are you doing, Ash?
Evening, Ash.
How's your Yammer connection doing?
Thanks for joining us, Greg.
Gregster. He's doing well on his build as well.
Yeah. There's quite a few builds going on at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, there is at the moment. I think Scrag's almost ready for fiberglass, isn't he?
But get your pond built bigger, guys. Come on. That's why I'm pointing up at you.
There we go. We've got another one. Tom Core 400. Mate, I'm not starting anything on my pond until all this stops, which is absolutely melting it down out there right now. So I'm not turning my garden into a mud bath. Yes. I've got a dog that goes out there. I like to be able to sleep comfortably in my bed without the threat of death overlying me. So just keeping coy, enjoying everyone's content. That's Tamco 400.
That's what we like to see.
Share that. I'm a new starter. If you need any advice, mate, I'm sure there's more than and the people in the comments, mate, that would be more than willing to help.
Oh yes.
I had to explain why I came home with more than one box today.
There we go. We got a question here. Let's see what, because you guys, I know a few of you use these anyway. Game Changer says, how often do most people clean their easy pods?
Never, because I ain't got one.
No,
me personally, mate, never, because I don't have one either. What about yourself, Vince? How often do you clean your easy pods?
In the winter, once a week. When I start feeding, twice a week. In the height of feeding, I've been known to do mine 3 times a week.
When you're feeding ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the height of summer, when I'm feeding heavy, I can do both the skimmer and the bottom drain easy pod at least three times a week.
Now, as Mike Bass has said here, he says, my easy pod cleans every Friday, but I also have a drum and sieve before it. If you had such,
Blimey,
you can get away with it. Like it sounds then just once a week.
But there's something that I would like to add.
Maybe a sieve, Vince, before your easy pod. Another thing to squeeze into 4 blocks.
All the
Do you
rejigging
not think-
to do.
Do you not think there's enough in there?
Hey, I'm sure you could squash it in somewhere. You know.
It took me about 8 attempts to program that fucking auto feeder.
I must
I went,
admit,
I went through the
Technology,
people
guys. Technology.
Adskoi, because Susan won it on Adskoi's giveaway, and it was brand new, but it had no instructions in the box. So Adskoi sent me a PDF, and I looked through that and just stood there and scratched my head. So I thought, oh, know what? I'll go on YouTube. Yeah, that didn't help either.
No.
I think I've got it sorted to 4 feeds at the moment on setting number 1.
Mm.
So
what I find annoying, because I think I got the same one as you, is if the power gets cut to it, you have to start again. It doesn't memorize it.
no, don't say that.
Is it really?
It don't memorize it. Don't memorize the settings. As soon as you
I
cut
don't
the
say
power
that. It
to
was bad enough setting it up first time round, Tony.
Is it by any chance? Is it is it that Superfish?
Superfish, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
It's
one.
all right then. Thanks, Vince. Thanks for the content. I'll have to do that. So then you can re-watch it. So if it does cut out, you can always watch it again, can't you?
What you should, that's what he should have done, shouldn't he? Should have recorded a video on it. Then you could put it out to set up, and whenever you forgot, you just watch your own video again.
I was pulling my hair out to start with because there was things flashing and it was nightmare.
Well, the mistake I made was I didn't realise it was 100 hours clock. And so when I set it up, the fish was being fed all night long, but not in the day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 24-hour clock, Anthony.
Yeah.
We've got this little one that's being brought up by Mr. Tropical Koi, which is another little bit of an idea that I thought we could have for a bit of a laugh. For all those that know the channel, and it does that start this one, we have something that we would like to refer to as the Bible. And what we thought we might start doing is once a week, getting our resident priest, Daz, to read a small chapter from the Bible, the Koi book. So all you out there that's gone out and bought it ever since Daz brought up the Bible can tune in and sing said carol from page whatever Daz decides to pick. So that might be another little future content. Look, I think that could be a fair few bits that we could go through in here. For example, it was Aaron's son that sent us a little video this morning, and he read a small little section in a paragraph about the Yamabuki Ogon, where it originated, when it first came out. And I think like little bits like that would be quite
informative.
Quite interesting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to put together a little section. So if anybody ever wants to take out a said paragraph page or whatever and wants to share it with us, and we all have a look at it and have a read through and see what we think about it.
I think I should get a percentage from the author for
I
all
think
the
you should be, because
Yeah.
90% of the sales over the last, 12 months have come directly from yourself.
Hey, Rocket Boy managed to get one on eBay, but his is a signed copy, the snobby twat.
Oh, I know.
Oh, right. Well,
There's always one
Rocket
that's
Boy.
You always get one that has to go that one step further, don't you? Yeah. It's always
Well,
Rocket
I'm
Boy.
gonna have to shoot off, guys, because I've got a few things to do. So I shall catch up with you guys in the chat, and thanks for having me on, guys.
My pleasure,
On your
mate.
live.
Don't forget, when you get off, get on your PC and see if you can get a copy of the Bible for next week's reading.
Oh, damn. Oh, everywhere's going to be sold out now. You could have waited 10 minutes.
Sorry, I could have told you that before the show, couldn't I?
It's going to make the screen uneven now. We won't be able to just point upwards or anything like that. It'd be sort of...
Yeah, we're
Sorry,
going
Tony,
back.
I've just got to...
Going back to Celebrity Squares, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll catch you later.
That was even worse.
Good old Skegster.
My pussy is just gone, actually. I don't know where he's gone.
Find him.
My cat. See you, Dave. Sorry, mate. Will's Coy said, Rick, when COVID hit our shows, how bad did it affect your business, or did it kick it off more?
No, I asked him that today.
Yeah, Matt. It was. We laid. Well, didn't lay off. We furloughed our main computer expert shop lady, as she is, Danny, and the couriers told us straight away, we're not going to do any deliveries. So we were like, we're stuck. Can't deliver. We can't have people in the shop. The business is over. About a week later, the couriers said, actually, we can deliver. And it just went bonkers. I don't think there's ever been a 18-month period where we've been so busy. Absolutely. Yeah. I think everyone that wanted to build a pond that never had time built ponds. Everyone had gardens. Same as, it's just one of those things. Suddenly it was, and we made the mistake of we could have doubled our prices and sold out of fish. We didn't. We just sold out of fish really quickly and we're like, oh no, now what? Because we just, it just went mad. And I think everyone in the industry had a boom period. If they could supply you, that was the trouble, getting the fish or getting your product to people, because the whole movement of stuff was an issue. But a lot of people got involved in the hobby over COVID because they had time on their hands to sit in the garden and think, I've always wanted a pond. No excuse now. I'm saying I can't go anywhere else. So it was tricky, but luckily we had the whole mail order side of it kind of already set up. We've been doing it, and it just became the main way of moving stuff. So for us it was I wouldn't say a blessing, but it was certainly a busy period. Yeah,
a lot of people got into pond keeping, didn't they, and fish keeping when it got around that time. So, I mean, it did do a little boom. Lots of people built new builds. We all got to watch a lot of them on YouTube as well.
Excess sales just outstripped production.
A lot of stuff went mad for it. Garden stuff, ponds, DIY. Everyone was super busy, but you take the rough with the smooth. We've been going a long time. We'll have now. It's going to go probably on a bit of a down. Electric's a lot more expensive. Those people that wanted to have ponds suddenly realise they're more work than they perhaps wanted, and there'll be ponds closing down or whatever. But it's you balances out in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Another quick question here, Daz, for yourself, mate. Yorkshire Coy says, Daz, page 26, top. What's it say?
What is it?
To the Bible.
You should know it off by heart. Isn't that a good one for you?
I'm not that keen.
Come on, Reverend Daz.
Let's see if page 26. Is in the hardback copy.
Page 26. How the nitrogen cycle works.
My family decided to do a garage clean out about a year ago, and my copy went to a charity shop, I think, against my will. But
now you're going to have to go out and buy one, Tony. I
can't believe you let them garage sale your garage.
Oxygen in the pond at winter. That's what it says in the hardback.
Well, mine says how the nitrogen cycle works. So we've got a bit of a difference.
A bit of a difference there.
I've got paperback though.
Different editions.
An inferior copy is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
This was the original. The prototype. This was number one.
The Bible introduced to us all anyway. Tokyo One says, question, hello people. Full hours tonight. What fluke treatments are you all working with, gentlemen?
LearnX Pro.
We only use
at the moment.
I'm glad. What's it called?
Praziquantal, sold as Fluke P, or you want to know the active ingredient, and Praziquantal is the safest, most effective treatment we're using generally.
Now, is that something that's for commercial use? Or is
No.
that
You can buy Kasuri sell it as Fluke P.
Yep.
Fluke Vet Arc is it? Sell it as one of their not Fluke Solve or one of those. Praziquantel is the active ingredient you're looking for. And that's probably the most directly for flukes without going off counter, the best treatment you can get.
Oh, Fluke P. I've used Fluke M.
Yeah, the flubenzadole's not. Yeah, generally doesn't work. Basically,
I've tried that. Well, I was disappointed.
It did for me last year, I think, but I haven't used anything this year. But I've got Fluke Solve Plus on the shelf.
I think Fluke Solve Plus might be the flubenzadole praziquantel mix. So you both active ingredients, but yeah, for us personally, praziquantel's best.
And if memory serves, Rick, when you said last week, that's the stuff that takes longer to work, but it's more successsuable.
It does take, you're looking at 15 degrees, a week, 10 days to work, but it's pretty good and it's pretty safe for the fish. Some other treatments are a bit more dodgy with the fish.
Hope that answers your question, mate. Myself, that's what I asked. I was talking to Vince. I mean, I've CT'd mine, and as of yet, I have to scrape them this weekend and check them to see if I've got out. But everybody's out, everybody's active, everybody's cruising around now. All the fish have I haven't seen any flashing in the time that I've been out. When I've gone out, fed them, watched them through nothing. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I've cracked them. But I did say to Vince the other day, remind me to ask Rick what that stuff was, because I would rather use something that I know somebody like Rick uses. That's, I'm not saying you're doing it regular, mate, but on the scale that you're doing it, it's probably going to be
whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Kasuri also do a Fluke S. What's the difference with that one then?
I don't know what's in there, Fluke S, to be fair. I don't know. Obviously, a lot of the manufacturers do different brands, different stuff, but praziquantel is the active ingredient you're looking for. Flubenzadole is the most common fluke treatment, but it is very ineffective. Something it can work, but it's
what's Fluke Solve?
Fluke Solve again, it's the same. They're flubenzadole praziquantel mixing. The same. Basically, if you look at the ingredients, just you're looking for praziquantel as at the minute.
That's your main ingredient,
The problem with it doesn't dissolve well in water, which is why the Kasuri one is a liquid is easier to use.
Some of them leave like a white oily film on the top, don't they?
You get a weird, that's a strange smell from but that's all to do with how they get it to dissolve in water.
Yeah.
Not the product itself, but.
So that's to clarify the treatment that you would use for fluke. What was it again? What's the actual name again? Just so it's easy for me.
Praziquantel. You won't buy it as praziquantel. So
that's what it needs to contain.
Yeah.
Right.
And
we've got another similar question again, which is from Cheeky Koi, which says, "What's the best treatment to cover parasites?" As in, are you thinking of by that Cheeky? Are you thinking one treatment does all? I don't think there is one.
Not for worms and crustacean parasites. The two, you've got to hit them with different stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you used to have the days when people used to treat their pond with malachite formalin in the spring, kills everything. I've treated my fish for parasites because the bottle says it kills everything. In reality, it doesn't really do a lot. You need to know what you're treating for. If you don't know what you're treating for, you just put in a chemical in. Just it might help, it might not. I don't know.
You've got to have a microscope. Don't ever do it blind.
That's the one. People do it blind. You need to make sure that you obviously know what you're testing, what you're scraping for. What you're treating for by doing some scrapes beforehand.
Yeah.
And then at least you know what you're narrowing it down to, whether you're treating for flukes, costio, trick, white spot.
The problem with a lot of parasites is you'll find that you'll have, if you've got a problem with the pond, you'll have 2 or 3 combined going on. And obviously it's realistic to deal with it. It's 2 or 3 treatments, one after another, to deal with all the different issues. And then you have to find the root cause of why you've got the issues, be it water quality, new fish, temperature, there'll be a reason for it. So you have to sort out why you've got the problem and all the different problems you've got. So it's not just, I've got issues, banging malachite formalin, because
Rick, if you've got multi sort of parasites, is there an order you take them in?
Normally if you do a scrape, whichever's the most prevalent, you'd hit first. But also some treatments, if you had Costia and flukes, for example, we'd do the Costia first, because that's a very quick treatment. 1 hit, a strong dose of formalin, and then you go in with a fluke treatment. Some people will go in with PP first to clear the system, might well take out the Costia, and then you do the fluke. But the flukes are going to take longer to kill than something like Costia. So, and again, it depends on the numbers you're dealing with and what's causing the problem. So every situation is slightly different, but flukes take quite a long time to build up and quite a long time to do damage. A single cell protozoa like Costia will multiply really quickly. So if there's a good number of Costia on there, 24 hours later, there'll be you're talking mortality. So you have to step in quicker with that, but it's a lot easier to treat because of the nature of the beast. It's
So what's your go-to for Costia? Is it PP or is it malachite green and formalin?
Just pure formalin.
Just pure formalin.
Just formalin at a stronger dose, which again you have to. A dose. So we go to the same situation. Costia won't be affected by malachite. PP will kill it at a strong dose if it's there long enough. But formalin at the right dose will take out Costia within 12 hours. And you can do it. The thing with a microscope, you can do a scrape 12 hours later. You've cleared it.
Is formalin easy to get hold of? Because in my neck of the woods, I've never seen it in any of the koi dealerships for sale.
What, formalin?
Yeah,
it should be everywhere, fairly easy. You can buy it different places for different reasons. It's a product used for different things.
I've had it from the chemist before, but
chemists.
Not about koi places around here sell it. That's what. Otherwise, I would have tried it.
Yeah, a lot of places sell it as a pre-mixed. And the problem is if you want to use formalin at the dose you need to kill Costia, you're probably using a greater dose than you put malachite in or whatever. So it's better to have, if you've got individual treatments, they're better than pre-mixes because you can dose accordingly for what you're trying to do. Like white spot, it's the malachite that's key for white spot. So you want to be treating that repeatedly over a period, whereas you don't want to be putting formalin in at a strong dose repeatedly over a period. You're just going to start damaging the fish. So again, they're sold a lot of treatments are sold, like I say, as they'll do this, they'll do that, they'll do the other, but in reality,
that's pretty much what Peter's saying there as well. Is how does all these treatments work? As everyone seems to be doing it differently, and then the treatments ain't strong enough.
They are strong enough in the right. It's difficult in the right way. They're strong enough depending on again what you're treating, what temperature you're treating at, what condition, what organic load you got in the pond, what mucus layers you've got on the pond, on the fish. If you fish in a really bad way, they have seriously thick mucus on them. So a light dose of formalin is not going to penetrate through the mucus to kill all the Costia. And so that's where the skills of a koi keeper or whoever comes in, how to optimize how the treatments work. You can't just buy a bottle. It says a dose, put it in this amount of water, but in reality, you might have
experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. You have to know if you've got a super clean pond, then obviously the dose is going to be technically stronger than if you've got a real muddy
Dirty
or whatever. Yeah. Ask for advice. Phone up a dealer.
Question from Skeggy we've got. Can you use formalin and formaldehyde interchangeably? I.e., I would guess by that you mean one treatment and then the next one switch to formaldehyde and then...
Well, no, they're technically the same thing. You buy them as a different state. So formalin's like a diluted version. Yeah, you're going into realms. So you normally buy formalin at 38-40%, sort of a standard amount, dose strength. Formaldehyde.
Just formalin is a 40% saturated formaldehyde.
So yeah, you're going into a whole world of confusing people. Perhaps you can buy. So they're the same.
No, I've got this one here, Ricky. It's made by Tap, and on the back, and it says formalin on the front, but then when you look at the back, it says contains 30 to 35% formaldehyde.
Yeah, so that's the strength of the solution. Neat formaldehyde is what you preserve bodies with. It's pretty much,
lovely.
So yeah, you buy it as a strength, then you can also dose it for what you want. It's a nasty chemical. You don't want to be no reason. It's main, you know, it has its use, but you need to know what you're treating for and cost you number one for the use for it. Certainly for us.
With some treatments, if the fish have got a thick mucus layer, they advise a treatment to actually strip the mucus first before going for the actual treatment for the parasite. Is that right?
Yeah, well, if you've got the chemical's got to get through. If you've got a heavy mucus layer, then it's going to be hard for your therapeutic chemical to get to all the different bugs you're after. So yeah, by stripping the mucus with some formalin is one that will strip the mucus, so we'll sort it.
Chloramine T.
Chloramine T is another, but chloramine T is basically a bleach-based solution. You know, it's chlorine. It's one that will at the right dose kill a lot of things. At a stronger dose, kill everything. Again, it's a balancing act of what you're trying to achieve with it.
It says on the NT Lab one, it says fluke, Costi, and trick.
Yeah, every packet of everything says. I think the only thing you can really do is use it, and if you do a scrape a week later and the flukes are still laughing at you, going, "Yeah, that does it."
Come on.
Yeah.
Think of this time, all last time, all the time before. Try this.
So
I'll have to stop putting the whole packet in, I think.
Yeah, the reality is a fluke is a much bigger parasite than something like Costia, and what you use to treat it is totally different. Argillus is another step bigger, and again, you're treating a crustacean against a worm, against a single cell protozoa, down to about. So you need to, ideally probably one treatment for each thing, rather than chloramine T does everything. Let's bang that in. And yes, it might do some at the right dose. It might do everything at the wrong, slightly higher dose. It might take out your filters and your fish. And it's knowing what you're treating for and treating with one treatment for one health problem is generally a lot better. Deal with one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Magic bullet. This does everything. Pour it in. Generally, is not.
Chloramine T sort of says use 4 doses over 4 days or something along those lines.
Does, yeah.
But if you're gonna go on to the Fluke M that I've used, I've put chloramine T in 24 hours before using the Fluke M, just to strip the mucus really and let the fluke treatment get at the flukes.
Again, it's probably not a bad idea, but if it works for you, and that's where you've got to do your own experiments, should we say? But when chloramine T is going to it's one of those, it's a chlorine-based treatment. So a clean pond, it's going to be a much stronger dose than a very dirty pond. The chlorine's going to bond with organic matter. It's going to, so it's incredibly difficult to
play devil's advocate. Then can I ask you a question? If chloramine T is a chlorine-based product, but yet you can put it in your pond for 4 days continuous without any detriment to your koi, why do we remove it from as pond water when we put it in a tap?
To do with everything else.
It's concentrating them out in, it doesn't do them any harm.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, a small amount everybody panics about and uses cartridge filters to remove it.
They do.
In the grand scheme of things, of what we're putting in as treatment for 4 days is 100 times more than what you get from your tap water. But yet everybody filters the tap water to take it out.
Yeah, but and then also, could you use watered down bleach, because bleach is chlorine?
Yeah, you go in and don't even go down those roads.
Different types of bleach. Different types of bleach completely.
I thought that last time when we spoke about it, about the chloramine tea, and when you read the contents of what it's in it, I don't have a cartridge filter. I don't filter my water.
No, neither do I.
So, Gaz, let me throw it back to you. You had flukes in your pond, yeah? That's why you've now done 4 doses of chloramine tea. So
everybody's squeaky clean.
If it's worked, it's worked. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's worked, it's worked. If it hasn't worked, then
that's what I don't know till this weekend, mate. Till Saturday, where I can take them out, do a couple of scrapes on 4 random fish, and see the ones that I know were definitely flashing. That I scraped, that had them on. If I scrape them and I scrape clean, then I'll do another 4 random ones and see if they're clean. I'm going to put that down to a win-win. But it worked bad, Rick. I didn't have a lot of them. I only found 2 on 2 of the fish in 3 scrapes per fish out of the 4 that I scraped. So I didn't find 2.
That's incredibly low levels.
Well, yeah, I know, but all the same, I did have a fair few that were starting to flick as the week progressed, and I thought, maybe there's a few more that have got it a bit worse than what I thought. Just because you scrape doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to get them, does it? I might have just scraped that slightly wrong area or not got a good scrape, whichever. But I did find them on 2 of the fish out of the 4. So, but I only found 2 on one side and 1 on the other side. Nothing else. So.
But you did 3 scrapes per fish. Now that floats my boat. I was actually chatting with John and the batshit crazy one from Wayside Koi the other day, and they were asking me about scrapes and how I scrape, and I said I scrape at least 3 scrapes per fish, top, middle, and bottom, and I scrape a minimum of 3 to 4 fish before I make any diagnosis or decision on whether I've got anything.
Well, to be completely honest, Daz and Vince, you've both told me the same thing, so that's what I've always done. As soon as I were told top, middle, and bottom, that's what they've had ever since.
Yeah,
and that way, then at least you're covering it, and each scrape goes onto a separate slide.
Yes. Yeah. Not top, middle, and bottom all on one card, and then put that on.
Yeah. Just each one goes onto a separate slide.
Yeah, each one goes onto a separate slide and then gets checked separately. And like I say, I do an average of 3 to 4 fish in the pond.
Yeah,
and if I find 1 fluke amongst 4 fish from 3 scrapes of fish, well then it's not worth doing a fluke treatment.
Yeah,
it's not worth stressing the pond or fucking up the filters or anything.
I thought the same thing, Vince. I'd only got that, but I did, as I explained last week, I'd got 2 or 3 of the littler ones that seemed to be hiding and sulking, and that's not normal behaviour. So I thought, well, perhaps maybe the littler ones are the ones that's more affected by it rather than the big ones. So for their treatment side of things, I don't like scraping little fish because you can easily loosen a scale and
it's a fucking nightmare.
You've got to be so gentle, it's unreal. A bigger fish, you can be a little, not come here, let's have some slime off you, but you can be a little bit less delicate, can't you? So I thought, well,
You've got a
If
little
you
bit
had
more
been
wiggle room.
like that, I might have thought the same thing and gone, you know what, I might just leave it right now and see how they progress. If it gets worse, they all start flashing and flicking. But my Yamabuki is the first one every time. He's like the king of flashes.
Parasite magnet.
Yeah, he is. He just every time it's always him first. He's the first one to start doing it. And then I'm thinking, all right, well, last time I saw him acting like that was when he was eating mealworms. He ain't having mealworms, so there's something going on. So scrape.
Do you think he's not trying to tell you something, Gaz? Change your favourite fish.
Yeah, maybe. You're no longer my favourite fish, you Yamabuki.
To be fair though, guys, you've probably got a situation where it's not just flukes. You've got bacteria. You can have bacterial issues, not nasty bacterial issues, but you'll have low levels of bacteria in the pond that are natural in the pond, and the smaller fish might be suffering more with that. So your chloramine T you've put in has had a beneficial effect on those fish, and they've come out feeding. You might find it has zero effect on the fluke. Who knows? You'll see.
That's why I was asking about what the other product was, too. Because if I tested it straight this week and I've been, God damn it, then I want to go out and get something that I know it's going to work.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not just one thing or another. It's the whole setup, the whole ecosystem. But yeah, chloramine T is something that we very rarely use, just because it's not something. You filter bacteria, your whole setup. You're putting something in there that's
it gets a good kick from all directions, doesn't it? Everything does.
Yeah.
Whenever I've used chloramine T though, and you want to do a follow-up scrape, I can never find any slime coat. None of them got slime coat on them.
All off.
Yeah. I know, exactly. So you can't check really.
Often. They always need a slime.
I have to wait a fortnight then. We'll see.
But this is a perfect platform, isn't it? You've done the dosage, you've done the treatment, and if you find there's no flukes and the fish are much happier, it's bang, it's done. That's
job done.
Yeah, job done. But
we got a couple of just one things that I want to touch on as well. But sorry, I don't mean to be rude and cut you off. We've got wrong one. Gary Webb says chlorines will gas off as you topping ponds up that way. So yeah, chlorines will gas off and normally tend to gas off in the 24 hours. But as Skeggy said there, chloramines won't gas off though. That's because they're attached to another atom, which is ammonia. So the ammonia is put through your filter system and removed through your filter system, turning it back into chlorine, which again does gas off. So it long term does. But
we're going to Breaking Bad this evening, aren't we?
Not good though, is it?
Don't run a bit sciencey, but you're both right. But the cycle system, the nitrifying cycle, does remove the atom, which is ammonia, and then it will gas off.
As long as the chlorine don't kill the bacteria that's supposed to break down the ammonia.
Yeah.
And then you're in trouble.
You always get one, don't you?
Yeah. You need to remove the chlorine, then remove the ammonia. No.
How do you get a bottle of fairy liquid out your pond?
Oh dear.
No, I'm joking. What I'm saying, I used to look after a pond for my employer as part of my department, and one of the students at Oxford College, decided it would be fun to make the pond all nice and bubbly with fairy liquid. Killed every fish in it.
Well, you know the fastest way to get rid of bubbles in your bath, don't you? Use a bar of soap. As soon as you start using your soap, all your bubbles come. Technically, don't think that'd work in your pond.
I think it'd been better to get rid of the students.
Jacob's cracker.
What?
I was just about to say.
He's doing, God damn it! literally, we're going to just bring up the same thing because I've heard the guys talking about it, and I've heard. I can't remember the first person. Will's Koi Pond was talking about it. He put a little video out saying if all you out there don't know, if you've ever got pond foam, if you put a couple of crackers on. Now, I knew I'd heard it from somewhere before, and I was pretty sure it was
If memory serves, I think it was me that told Will to put some crackers on there. Same as I did this morning on the ground show group, and I told Paul Hickinson, chuck a couple of crackers on there, and he's like within 20 minutes, the whole fucking lot was gone clear, including crackers.
I'm going to chuck a couple of mine tomorrow morning.
It surprised me. I mean, I threw 4 crackers on my pond, and I thought, right, I'll film a little bit, putting them on, because I've heard this. Because it was Skeggy that said it first of all, and he put it in a little tank. His tank were all covered in foam on top. He put a cracker in, come back, and it gone. And he showed it up video, and I'm like, sweet. And then I'd forgotten about it. So Will brought it up, and again, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this to see if it works. Because I've had the chloramine tea in, I've got quite a little bit of foam around the returns. So I thought, I'll go out there and stick one on. And I thought, oh, sorry, I'll put 4 on, see what it does. I come back out in 20 minutes, they're gone. The lot. Still got foam, but the cracker's gone.
Yeah. Eating the crackers before it could do anything.
Carp like a little bit of cheese on it, don't they?
They reduced it a little bit. There was less than what there was, so it definitely does work. But how does it work though?
Gaz, did you use Jacobs or did you use those cheap knockoffs?
I did use Jacobs. I actually got some Wivey Up and Then. And to be fair, there was nothing left of him anyway. None.
My pond has had a bit of foam yesterday, I think it was. But we'd had a really nice hot day, and I'm not sure if it's protein or whether my fish have got frisky.
Right. Tony, it's funny you should mention this. Mike was talking to me, Mr. Tropical Koi, and he came down to his garden pond it might have been last Thursday, last week. Normally, when your fish have been getting a bit frisky, you can smell it straight away, don't you? It comes out, your garden smells like Grimsby docks.
My wife was moaning about the smell.
Right. So you got the smell. Now, he didn't. He got no smell, but yet froth everywhere around his pond, but it still looked like that kind of scummy mess you get from... Well, I said to him, he said, what is it, Gaz? What is it? And that first thing I said, it's fish jizz. And he went, what? And I kept repeating myself. And eventually I had to shout down the microphone, your fish have been having sex, which he burst into laughter listening to it. But I don't know if it was or not, because he said there was no smell. Normally you get a strong, potent smell, don't you? You know that they've been...
It's fine. Eggs in the filter, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, nothing at all.
That's strange.
But I don't. He did a water change, like a 50% water change, and give it a good water change. Completely gone. Not happened again since. So, I was worried. Well, that's what I said. Protein as well, because protein does tend to go a bit brown and frothy as well, doesn't it? So you get that browny scum line. But he's barely been feeding. He's barely even been feeding. He's only just really nicely started getting back into it and giving him a little bit, twice a day max. So they've not had much.
1.5 kilo a day.
Yeah, twice a day, 2 sacks. Yeah. But, anything else? Anybody any other ideas what that could have been?
Get it with the algae a lot. No one ever seems to notice. It's always in the morning, isn't it?
It was first thing.
Well, it's always in the morning. It's frothy, and by the end of the day, it's not frothy. So
algae related.
The amount of sunlight, what the algae's doing as well in the pond. So you get, it's always in the morning. It's frothy.
Yeah, I've got a bit on at the moment. My pond's an algae factory.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
No comment.
In the spring, things have changed, haven't they?
Yeah.
Everything's starting to upcycle and start going again. Peter says that's why I can tell Grimsby down from my house. Question from Dave DT. Could have asked as well. You were on there. But, question of a friend of mine says his koi are flashing every now and then. but nothing on scrapes. Something's sulking. Sometimes sulking, sometimes chasing any advance.
They'll naturally flash anyway. It's to a small amount when they naturally feed on the bottom, and just how many times you have a little scratch? That's just that's all they're doing. Yeah, sulking's not. You shouldn't really see them sulking unless something's upsetting them. But yeah,
there's a good one. Metals in the water, maybe. If nothing on the side, possible.
If a heron's been around,
copper, do they? Is it copper?
Yeah, they don't like copper.
They don't like copper, do they, in water?
No, but yeah, sometimes if a heron spooks and they'll sulk for ages.
Sankies, yes. Sorry, I've forgotten all about that. Will, thank you very much. Gaz, where's the Sankies? Let's bring it on.
Yes.
You had to remind him, didn't you, Will?
Well, we're only an hour and 30 into the show, so it's about. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the little prompt there, Will. Appreciate it, bud. Let's see what we can do here.
It always used to worry me when one of my fish used to act like Free Willy.
I'm actually going to show one of the fish as well, because this is really nice. Just want your opinion on it, guys, as well. This is Amanda Smith's fish, so I will bring this up and we'll share these. We'll get these going, because I think this is lovely.
The anticipation.
Can't wait.
Let's put this down.
That's a funny looking Sanky.
No, just this is one of the fish. Just literally just posted this evening to say that it's arrived. And,
that's a little bit like the fish I bought recently.
That's a nice Takamatsuba.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Is that the same fish or another one?
Yeah, same fish. Yeah, same fish.
Yeah, that's a pretty Matsuba, that is.
But that's a nice fish.
Very even.
Yeah, really red on the head.
Anyway, hopefully now we're going to move through.
Fantastic Sanky, that.
It says Keith and Paula's pond, Bill, so the windows are in. So now I guess Keith and Paula could tell us how many people it takes to fit a window of that size.
Hey! Blah! When's the water going in?
That's better.
So
that's
Tony Barker
sent
sent us this picture, then this fish will be shown again slightly later on, which is posted twice, but this one's his better photo of it, he says. A better picture of the one I posted earlier from Tony Barker. That's a very nice fish. And
quality.
Yours for £1,495.
Couldn't have that in my pond.
Cheeky.
Couldn't have it in the pond.
That's
no way. Too good for my pond.
Serious fish, that.
Yeah. That is a serious fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that perhaps later on the next one it tells us the size. I'm pretty sure it does.
What is it, a Sanky?
Yeah, it's got plenty of sumi coming up down the back end on the shoulder. Yeah, that'll look up totally different from the year. Yeah, I like that.
And it's a bit here as well, coming here too. Nice that. Yeah, very nice. But if the sumi was to drop off, it'd be one hell of a kahaku too, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got
a win-win fish, that.
I got a couple of kahakus today at a fraction of the cost, just as good as that.
To be fair, they're not.
That one's not related to it. Nor is that one. Or that one. Oh, that one. Oh, a bit of cheeky little sponsor, just nevertheless. We've got Sally Harfields. Now, this is her Sanky, which literally has just been involved in a spawning as well. With a summer body ready for the female Sanky that she's got.
I think we stretched the photo a little bit long there, haven't we?
That's that's just as it is, as it comes. It does look rather a narrow fish, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can we?
It has got a nice balance to it, pattern-wise, though.
Yeah.
Especially if that sumi comes in back towards the end, down by the peduncle.
It's Could just do a bit of white on the nose somewhere, or
Yeah.
just to lighten the head end up. But yeah,
It's lovely.
Another nice one. The Benny could do with being a bit deeper though, couldn't it? It's more orange than red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be the age of the photo.
Yeah.
Looks all right
Could be the photo, couldn't
I
it?
said Benny looks all right for me.
I'd be happy with that in my pond.
Yeah, me too. Nice female.
Not so
I'm
sure.
pretty
the
Nice,
previous
nice
one-
fish. Wouldn't have it in my pond though because it's a Sankey.
Sorry, guys, but there will be one of us that won't appreciate the true beauty of the Sankey.
I really bought one from Ricky today.
I mean, this is the same fish that I believe was in said spawning. She's just there, look. She's got it looks like, so she was prior to a summer body, getting summer ready. There you go. She's just there.
Yeah, big girl.
It looks like she's spawning with an Asagi and a shower there.
Shisuin, yeah, Shisuin Asagi.
Now look at that.
That's a nice fish.
That is nice.
And it's got a beautiful body.
Shoulders on that, man.
She might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good working out, that's for sure.
I like this, me. It almost looks kind of flowery pattern coming
Oh,
up.
she's going outside, is she? Right.
Yeah.
Dog's gone missing.
You've got to appreciate that's a good quality fish, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the body on that is immense.
60 cm, that one.
Yeah, good size.
Yeah. Nice even Benny, good sumi, good fish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
Where do-
nice pattern, isn't it? Nice
Where
shape.
where do I find the email to send a picture to?
Sure, there.
It's, you won't find, well, the emails needed to come through prior to the show so I could put them in, but nobody sent them to the email.
Okay.
On the Facebook group instead.
What are you doing, Richard?
You can just send it to me on
Yeah.
Messenger. Send them on Telegram, mate. I can show you them on there. We'll go through the Telegram.
It's not a very good picture, but
Is this your old girl?
yeah, my
30-odd
old
year
girl. I won't take her out the pond. She's too old for it.
Now this is Will's.
This is Will's Sankey.
And we get to see it. I mean, bearing in mind that this is a 6-foot pond, guys. It's not really a 6-foot pond, but she's a good size, though, isn't she?
It is a good size, yeah.
It's sumi quality on that though.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
It's got this little bit of colour on the underside as well, with the Benny coming up on its underside too. But
if it was a show, you'd call it Kindo, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think I just sent it to Gaz instead of Gaz.
So that one's how Will. Nice fish, that, mate. And
Yeah.
it does look a good size. I'm guessing that's pushing 50 cm at least. Must be.
I can only see the tail.
That's the end of the video.
Swam off.
I'll put it back to the beginning for you so you can see it. There you go. There's the head.
Oh yeah, nice. Got,
Nice bit of,
got a big body, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you reckon? Male or female?
Probably female.
I would say female looking at that.
Yeah, I would.
Got a lot. It looked nice in the pond, wouldn't it? If you're not, it's got lots of like minor faults, but at the end of the day, the overall fish is really nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Got a good body shape to it.
Yeah.
Nice one, Will. There we go. There's a still photo of it.
As a showfish, it's no good, but as a pond, it's lovely. It's nice as well.
That's nice.
I don't know if I pronounced it. Okawa, is that right?
Okawa.
Okawa again at 45 cm. Now that I like that. It's nice. That. But that looks almost sure to me, but I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely
nice.
Sankey. definitely say it's nice. Quality's good. Balance is good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still got a lot more to come up here on it as well.
Like the tip of its nose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. That is a nice fish.
I sent it to the group. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers, Sony.
I shall go through the 65,000 photos in the group chat, Tony.
It's the last one on there.
Yeah, but it won't be when I go for the media on it. It shall be.
But if you go to media, it should be the first one.
Yeah. Right, we'll see if we can bring that one up too.
Not a very good picture, but that's my old gal.
That's the same fish.
The original one, yeah. This is the original photograph that you sent in.
Yeah. See, that looks male, doesn't it? There.
That's Tony's, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice. Really nice fish.
I love that Benny. I really do.
Yeah. That's a nice fish, that. It's really nice.
But it's got a nice price tag as well, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Do we know the time scale between the two photos?
2033.
2033.
And 1305. Sorry. I'm just messing. I don't know, mate. I think they're just different photographs. He didn't put any info with it, but it's bloody nice fish regardless.
Nice, but it looks like a male there. I think that's a lot of quality.
Yeah, huge pec fins on it.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
Do like it.
Yeah. Do like that, Benny.
Now, this is Chris Henton's. This is a gentleman that came up with this idea originally, which is, thank you very much, mate. This is belted. Now, that's his. This was my first koi I bought from a pond 3 years ago at 7 cm. And at present now, she's currently sat at 37 cm. So he's grown that fish 30 cm in 3 years.
Wow.
10 cm a year.
That's
Which
a good looking fish, isn't it?
Nice, nice
I like
pattern.
it. That's a nice fish, that.
Yeah.
Nice sort of
It's
even.
got nice Tajima in the pec fins as well.
Yeah.
Now then, what was that, Vince? What's it called in the
Getting all
pecs?
technical now.
Tajime. Sure, that's how it's pronounced. It's where you get the lines along the rays on the pec fin.
It's Motoguru in a shower, but it's what in a Sankey?
Tajime.
The G-Mate.
They're
We were
red,
talking
white, and
about
black
that.
to me.
We were saying that there were two different names for them. I couldn't remember. We should refer to the Bible, Daz. Quick, Daz.
Yes.
Grab the Bible.
Yeah.
I have it in my hand.
The Bible.
It just
Church time.
Thank you, Mark.
You're gonna have to do a new thing to flash up, Daz.
Yeah.
Now then,
Bible prayers for Daz.
these are two more from Tony Barker again, which is the large Sankeys from Koi Wholesale NND Mud Pond event. Oh, wow. There we go.
Quite a serious looking beast.
Yeah, that is a chunky fish, isn't it? And then
Nice lovely little fella next to it.
Is the little one a Goshki?
No, it's a Sankey.
see, that's how my little Sankey looks sort of similar to that.
Well, I can't see it very well.
The little one is, cracking little fish.
I believe that's the little one.
Now that's better.
That's the little one. That's a nice fish, isn't it? That's going to be a little beauty.
Starting
Yeah.
with 50 quid. What did it go for?
A lot more than that because I didn't win it.
Oh, did you go?
Yeah.
That was right. So that's the one he outbid you on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Koi auction where I outbid Rick with a laughing face. Interesting to note that the large one was almost the same size as the small one this time last year, prior to going into the mud pond. Bloody hell.
That's nice.
Yeah. About right, yeah. Yeah, I take the little one over the big one, but I like them both.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice pattern on it and the little one, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen the new ones that are going to be on Koi Wholesale's next auction? Oh my word!
I've seen a few of them. These aren't Sankeys. I think that's the end of the ones that we've had sent through to us.
That's
But we
definitely
do
not
have
Sankey.
there. That one. This one is from.
That's
Oh, God damn it, Anthony, which is Crafty Koi, 49 cm, bought from a garden centre at 30. I'm guessing that's what it says there. Bought from a garden centre at 3 years ago as a tosai. That's a nice fish.
I get serious amount of sumi on that, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice deep Benny on it.
beauty.
Did I send my pictures to the wrong chap then, Gaz?
I'm beginning to do that as well.
Probably.
Where did you send? I think yours might be.
I put him in our chat. Yeah.
I'll find him. I'll bring him up.
He's hiding the best ones till last, obviously.
Now we've got one from. This is from Ross, the koi guy.
Seriously.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I like that.
Beautiful.
We've also got a little video to go with, so there we go. I'll let that roll for a bit. But that's a big fish, isn't it?
Is that koi guy, Irish lad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ross,
that is nice.
Beautiful 3-step pattern.
I was going to photograph my 3-step Guinea in.
Look at the size of the pecs
just
on that.
spawned. I didn't want to stress her anymore. Yeah.
They're massive.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah,
So
I
it
didn't
looks
know.
like all the best ones we've seen all look male. Is there something?
Well, males do stay brighter for longer.
It just
Yeah.
But yeah,
They are
that's
the prettier of the species normally.
My wife wouldn't agree with that.
In the animal kingdom, I mean.
Yeah, very my mind was saying the same, mate.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's quality.
Yeah, very nice. So let's see if we can bring up the ones that we got on Telegram.
We've got some weird chat now.
Oh, space.
Is that the aliens coming?
It's Russia, I think.
Right, so let's see. So we've got in Vince's.
Ah, there it is. That's my old gal.
So there's your old girl. How old was it? 30?
32 years.
32-year-old.
It might be a bit more than that because I can't remember how old it was when I got it, but it was, it's certainly in excess of 32 years. And on the other side of her, she's got a golf ball. I'm sure she swallowed it at some point.
You've had 32 years out of that fish, mate. That is a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah. Good going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I've got that out of my fish, mate. I mean, that in itself, when you get a fish of that size.
Yeah, but I
32
mean,
years. She looks a good. That's got to be a 60 plus.
She's short and dumpy, but I think she might be approaching 60 actually.
What's that?
That's Paul's cash-ins today. There we
Can
go.
we go bigger, or is that it? Like that.
That's
A little bit of reflection on it. That's a nice fish again.
That's a nice pattern.
it is a lot to me, but it's nice.
First Deutsch one we've seen.
Yeah.
A Deutsch one's allowed in. Did we allow that?
Yeah.
It's not metallic, so
Hey,
it's allowed.
No,
we
you're right.
we don't discriminate here, Ricky. You should know this.
Who's got
As long as they're not butterfly koi.
Who's got a butterfly Sankey out there? Is everybody watching that's got a butterfly Sankey that can send me a picture just to please Vince? Dying to see one. I mean, that's two of his fish he hates more than anything. Combined in one.
Combined in one. Yeah.
Shithead.
And I think that's the. Oh, there we go. Oh, hang about. Actually, Vince, we could go to the. These are the fish that Ricky's got that you were on about.
Nice. Not me, by the way.
No, these are the ones for next the next koi auction at Koi Wholesale?
Been struggling all this time, and I can make the screen bigger.
Oh,
You sound like me.
Look at that.
Yeah, nice Benny Goy.
That's like my bunny go. That's why I picked it with the fins at the sides. It's fins and the tail are exactly the same as that. I hope mine grows to a decent size.
That is going to be a fish and a half, that one.
It'd struggle if it didn't have fins at the side, wouldn't it?
I meant the white parts. The white parts on the fins. As you got a little bit of the Benny coming through it, and then it goes white, like the tail and the dorsal. That's what mine's like. I'm just hoping that fish turns into a nice one.
Yeah.
So that's
Sorry, I got Susan over there trying to show me butterfly sankies.
Go on, Susan. Bring one in. Show him. Put it on screen. I want to see his face when he's sick in his mouth.
Well, go back. What? Yeah. Other way.
That one.
Gone too far. No, not that. Jeebus.
I know.
And again. And again. Yeah, I like
that. That is nice.
It's better than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking abominations.
500.
So, Gaz, where's my Sankey gone? You've hidden it.
Say where's Ricky's?
Yeah, where's Ricky's Sankies?
I've got to go to Ricky separate because Ricky sent his in this one.
Oh, did I? HP sauce.
Yeah.
Here he is.
HB sauce. That's from last week's conversation.
To be honest, another mailer, but yeah, it's not the best one we've seen tonight.
Yeah. That's still a lovely fish, Ricky.
Yes.
He's not bad, but...
So is that second or third generation?
Second generation. It's the male that we used last year. So that's, I don't know what, 60-odd centimetre Sanzai. So, yeah, his offspring will be, available, have been available, will be available. But, yeah.
Nice.
The parents for that one was?
Momotaro. They're both Momotaro. One Mako line, one Ryu line. So they're
right. So for those out there watching that don't know what you mean by Mako line, and that, can you explain for those out there?
It was a parent that came from Matt Sanoski, who originally crossed the Black Magoi line in years ago to create jumbo length. So it's the first ever 1 meter plus Sankey. Momotaro got the sister of the All Japan champion and grew it on, and used it as his main parent for Kohaku Sankey Showa to get the massive genetics into the Momotaro line. So not as refined as some fish, but capable of growing massive. So we use, like I say, Momotaro Sankey, something we've been using for years. Some of his different lines, just they're really strong, robust. Good fish, really. Some of the other lines of Sankey we use are prettier, but they don't grow as big. They're not as strong. So it's the genetics. You got to tweak to make what's right for yourself.
Yeah. So would you say your Momotaro parents are better producers than your other breeders' parents, if that makes any sense?
Not financially, no. Some of the older lines are better for producing more sellable fish, but the Momotaro parents produce fish that are bigger and stronger structurally, and so you got to balance up growth, quality, hardiness. We sort of cross different bits and pieces, and we're using second generation fish that obviously do well in our water and our environment. So their offspring are better than that generation's offspring. So we've improved the line as a business, maybe not as ultimate individual quality, but as a business, it makes more sellable fish that will tolerate the conditions that we're rearing them in and that thrive in our conditions. So yeah, it's always a chat. Yeah, you got to try them. It's not about ultimate all about quality. It's about fish that will thrive in the environment you're giving them.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Water quality, temperatures, all those things play a part.
Can I just say there's a butterfly Sankey on Telegram.
I shall bring it up in a minute. There we go. This is Daz's, I believe. Daz?
Right, yeah. That's one of them, yeah.
And then that's the fish that we've always referred to as Randy.
Yeah, they've got bloody reflections bad on that with the water. That's a
That
Deutz.
plays the part, but it doesn't necessarily. Well, hopefully, maybe this year he has done.
Yeah, it looks more like a Dalmatian with red spots.
Do you know the history of that one, Daz? Is that one you picked up from somewhere?
Yeah, that's Japanese. That's from Mick.
If you're on, Mick will tell us because it's one that Mick does for his for spawning. Mick, where did that come from, buddy? If you're still watching, because he'll tell us
if he's not.
He's not Sakai. It's one of the big.
Probably Shinoda.
Arms, yeah.
Shinoda do a lot of Deutsch stuff like that, but the Sumi's crazy on it, isn't it?
It is, yeah. They're like little starbursts as well. It's
Shintro. That's yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Shintaro was it?
Yeah. Shintaro.
Yeah.
Shintaro.
Is that one being involved in this year's go?
Hopefully, yeah. It was in with the female. But
he's been playing the part, hasn't he? He's got a
tries.
Yeah. Tryer. God loves a tryer.
Are we supposed to be picking like a favourite Sankey out of this? Or
well, do you want to? Yeah, let's go. We can go back through them again and pick a favourite. Right. So that one there, somebody already said Humber Koi. That's my favourite. And that one's the other male that you.
That's the other male, yeah, scaled one.
Yeah. Why didn't you put the female Sankey in?
Because she just spawned and I put her back in the main pond and I thought, oh, damn it. I don't want to net her out again and stress her.
I don't think anybody's going to favour my 32-year-old gal.
So we've got Rick's there. Is male, 5-year-old, is it?
I like that purely for the fact that the black is very dainty on it. It's not big, blocky in your face.
Yeah, I like a bit more Sumi. This is the thing; it's all what beauty's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? Anyway, you don't like Sankey at all.
Yeah. But I can appreciate a good one. I'm not that much of a Philistine.
That's a quality one. I like this one.
Yeah, I like that.
That one's Ross's as well. I like that, me too.
I'd go for that one as my favourite. Yeah.
I like the body shape. Is it?
It's got a beautiful 3-step pattern.
It has. I like the middle circle on the back. How it sort of continues with the dorsal cuts through
white nose, white peduncle tip.
Yeah.
That Crafty's one, yeah.
That's Crafty's one.
That's nice. It's a little bit dark on the Sumi though.
I like the Benny on it, but
yeah, I do. Yeah,
too much Sumi for me personally.
Yeah.
So that's Crafty's.
Great underwater shot. That.
Yeah.
Love it.
But the fact that it comes from a garden centre, it's looking good.
Yeah, just shows you that you can pick up some nice fish from garden centres if you shop around.
Keep saying, don't we, Daz? It doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
Ha! I think somebody's actually posted one on group as well.
Tony.
Oh, sorry, my bad. And then we've got this one from Tony Barker. That one. I mean, that one's nice.
Yeah.
That one.
That is nice.
Very
It
nice.
just looks a little bit too much like a Kahaku to me.
I see when it comes. That's a good. It's a good fish. But I've not seen my favourite yet. Where's the two in the bowl together?
Just looks a bit expensive to me.
It does. I think it was.
That's Sally's. Sally Hartfield's.
That's been doing the business, isn't it?
That's the one.
Yep.
That's good as well.
For me, that one. That's
is nice.
That's a nice one. That's.
Have I got any more beer? I'll have a beer.
That's a lovely fish. That.
That is beautiful.
And then we've got Will's.
Pass the beer down, Ricky.
Hey.
Pass the beer down.
That's nice too.
Shipyard. Okay.
Where would it be?
On the table.
Yeah, that is pretty. That's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Yeah.
I do like it.
I would say between that, not that one. For me, I'm going to say between that one. That's Chris's.
Yeah. The little one. Stop.
Yeah.
That one.
That and the other big one that I just said for me are the best ones that's there. I mean, that's going to be a beautiful fish.
Wow.
That's my choice.
My favourite, my 32-year-old gal.
Yeah. That's going to be a lovely fish, is that? The starting bid at 50 quid. If somebody picked that up and didn't pay much more for that, they got a damn good fish there.
They paid more than that for it.
Yeah, I know, because Ricky tried. No.
How much did he pay, Ricky?
I can't
That is
remember.
a good fish.
I do that fish.
It's only 18 centimetres in that photo then.
Yeah, it's a tiddler.
Yeah.
Tiddler. Full of potential.
Yeah, look at the body shape on it.
Yes. We'll never know, will we?
How thick the peduncle is at back. Well, there. It's a well set fish, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciating a tiny one.
For me, it'd be this one. Where did it go? Cross that off. Or that one.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with Gaz.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Someone's actually agreeing with Gaz.
That's like rocking on shit in itself.
Yeah.
Right. Now then, seeing as though we've got Tony on with us this week, we're going to give it 2 weeks. So you've all got 2 weeks to, if you want, feel free to join the Facebook group. Even if you only want to do it just to post your pictures, not a problem. Drop us your picture of the next fish that we're going to be having in the appreciation section.
Butterfly koi.
But Tony, I'm going to leave it to be your choice, mate.
Ooh.
You can pick the type of fish that we all have for our appreciation photograph.
Oh, bugger, I won't be able to catch
Photos or
anything
videos, whichever you wish. It's not a problem either.
then. Let me have a think.
Well, you have a little think about it. And while you're having
I haven't got one, but I quite like a Sargis.
and a saga. Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
So,
I'm going to go and buy one now from Rick.
The following Thursday, if you all want to send in your pictures of your Asagis or video clips,
I got one in each system at the moment.
We get your photos done.
I will, don't you panic.
the last one that we've got, the last question that we've had sent in, is from New Forest Koi, and it's a question for all those that will be viewing on the live Thursday evening. What makes your favourite koi in your pond your favourite?
Seems simple, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what is it that makes your favourite koi in your pond your favourite?
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
I'm here, aren't I? So at the minute, my absolute favourite koi in the pond it's a Sankey that's it's pretty good. Skin's amazing, but it's not got the best pattern. But it's behaviour. It's absolute. Yeah, the way it behaves in the pond is, just it's always there. The skin looks amazing. It always wants to feed. It just bosses around, and it's just the best. This is the best koi in my pond of hundreds of koi that I deal with every day. It's not the best quality in terms of its pattern, but skin quality, body shape, superb. But it's just its behaviour. It's just got an attitude and a growth and a structure about it that just every time I look at it, it just makes me smile. I think that, I like that fish. So that's my favourite fish.
Sorry, mate, come on.
Who, should I go next?
Yeah.
Go on then, Tony.
Well, again, it's it's quite easy, really. For similar reasons to Ricky as well, but my old gal, the 32-year-old Sankey, she's always been a happy fish, really happy fish, even with that great big golf ball growth on the side. Well, I don't know if it's a growth or what it is on the side of her. She's always been happy, and the thing is, I nearly euthanized her when this great big growth occurred. So she's got a real good, happy, friendly. She thinks she's a chag, I think. So that's my fish.
So that's 2 out of 2 behaviour, not quality. Who's next?
Daz? Vince?
I'd say my favourite is my big Kahaku. Not because it's big, because it's really friendly, always hungry. It's just like a chag. It's just always eating.
That's
again,
free.
Yeah, it's always a happy-looking fish.
I know what's going to come from Vince. I know what's coming from Vince.
Go on, Vince.
Come on, first coming.
Well, I would say it's BB.
No, actually. Big Betty, my Karashiko. Yeah. If I'm totally honest, for character and friendliness, it would be my Makashi. But if I was going for pure quality, then it would have to be my Hushkin job.
Favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. I've got 2 favourites, and they're favourite for different reasons.
You can't have 2 favourites. That's why the term favourite is singular. It wouldn't be a favourite, would it?
Well, I've got favourites.
On the end.
Oh, well. Vince always has to put a twist in it, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, won't be twisted without twists, would it?
Yo.
I think my favourite koi, obviously, is Miami, but my favourite koi in my pond is my Yamabuki Matsukawa Baki. Now, the Matsukawa Baki, as I'm going to do a bit of a Vince here, I've got 2. I've got a Kumonru and a Matsukawa Baki, but my favourite reason why is the fish change so much throughout the season, and since I've got them, every now and again I always look like I've got a totally different fish, but it's the blue eyes on it. It's when that fish comes up to the top, it's little tops of its eyes that are blue. That's my favourite fishing pond, but picked by my son. So it's our favourite fish, but both of us, that is my favourite fish in the pond.
That's a couple of years old now, Gaz, as well, because it wasn't the last All England you got that. It was the year before.
The year before, yeah. I retired by then. So, but yeah, that's my favourite fish, just purely because of how it changes, and each season, me and Brandon get to go out and go, oh my God, look at that again! It's something else to what it was.
Yeah,
but that's the beauty of Matsukawa Baki and Kamonru.
Yeah, that's what I like about them. You always look like you got a different fish.
So everyone's picked one, except for Vince. One.
If I had to pick one, then it would have to be Betty.
There you go. Okay, then.
And that is purely behaviour. She is just.
Yeah.
So that's 4 of us pick fish over behaviour, and
Yeah.
1 over.
And one weirdo.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, no, I mean, if I were picking a behaviour one, it'd probably be my chag, because that's quite, again, it's like a slow, docile thing that just comes up and just sits there munching. It's more interactive with me. But for the reasons for always having something looking different in my pond, that's why I would say that's my favourite, because every year she looks different. And that's, I mean, Vince, when I got that fish from you, to what it looks like now, to what it's changed at the 4 or 5 times last season that I showed this lot, she's nothing
Completely
like
night and day.
Yeah, completely. It's been
because when you picked that up last year, it was around this time last year, and I remember it vividly. The actual body was grey, and you had 4 equal brown patches, and for that to change completely into a Comonru from grey and brown, just
yeah. But the amount it's changed since then, Vince, like having no colour in the pecs, being completely white, to then within a few more weeks having black lines running through it, through all the pecs, to then the front pecs turning white again. It's changed so much. Same as the Matsu Kawabaki, that one has. I mean, that was a pure black and white randomised pattern with Ginrin. You can barely see any Ginrin on it now. She looks, it's like pitch black. The Ginrin's not visible anymore at all.
She's looking more Hejiro at the moment, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
So anyone else there? It was for the viewers, not us, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we've got Dave's Garomo. It's a blue and white around 55 cm. Looks mint to me. That's his Garomo. His Dave's favourite one. We've got Gary.
I think a Goromo is a very misunderstood fish, though.
I'm never really particularly a fan of them before.
No, not personally, but that's what I say.
Now I do think when you've seen some good ones of them, you think, God damn, they a good fish in a Goromo is, Goromo, whichever way it's pronounced. There is some exceptional ones out there, and you can look at them and think, wow, that is beautiful. It's stunning. What we've seen when we've been out to a few places. I mean, when we saw them in Poland, God damn, some of them were good over there. They were really good.
I mean, that was like a piece of a wood carving, wasn't it?
It was almost like mahogany looking through.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. Never seen one like it.
Right, Gary Webb's art. No, right, Gary, you're gonna have to type it in again because it's your favourite, not favourites. My 2 favourites are the biggest of my 2 Sankeys and my big ghoster, as they were the first ghosties and Sankeys I ever bought. So there, right. So really, for you, they're your favourites because they're originals that you ever got. I'll go with that.
Yeah, a lot of sentiment goes with the older fish as well. I mean, I've got 1 or 2, maybe old Kahaku. I still really like that fish, even though it's getting on now. It's got a lump on its back. But yeah, there's something special about your first fish, isn't there?
Graham,
again, there with Graham. It's behaviour again.
Yeah. So we've got two for myself and Gary for different reasons. But again, with Graham's here, my favourite Deutsche Chiba is not the best shape or pattern, but she's so friendly, swims up to me. If I put my hands in, she's the first for food. Will swim right into my hand and loves to play around. So yeah, so it's interaction. It interacts with you in a huge way.
Yeah.
Chris's is my favourite is a Karashigoi. It's more like a puppy than a fish. Again, behaviour. Yeah.
Behaviour, isn't it?
We need to breed fish with the right behaviour, don't we?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Is my Daz's Koi Pond Shuro Beko. Sweet. I won at the giveaway last year. It's small, but always at top and first to feed, and is developing nicely. There you go. That's nice, isn't it?
Nice.
Trouble is, Ricky, as you said before, if you went down that line of friendliness, they'd be predated, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
they would. Yeah,
you've got to have a net.
Now, Mr. Lawson, I know that this statement not to be true. Mick says, my Tansho shower. And I was, in fact, 1 second.
Yeah, I've got you. It's got to be done.
Now that's what I call bullshit statement of the week.
Because we all know Mr. Lawson doesn't favourite any fish. He don't keep them long enough for him to become a favourite.
That's the one.
Peter says, big bad Barry, as my granddaughter named. It has been through everything. In 15 years, I bought it at 10 cm. So big bad Barry, which is what type, Pete? What type of fish is it?
It's big and bad.
But it is a nice fish. It says there it's a nice fish, that make it is a nice fish.
I'll have to keep a lookout for one of those.
DT Coy says, I'm guessing this is going to be a Mrs.'s favourite fish. Oh, my Deutsche Saggy as well, with the love out on it. Thanks, Gazavin. No problem, mate.
Dave, Dave, it's not a Deutsche Saggy. It's a Deutsche Chiba.
Chiba. I was thinking that.
That one you got of Vince's. It is, mate. It is, mate. Yeah. That exactly. That's why I'm torn between the two because of the pattern changing that they both do, mate. But yeah. Carol says, my favourite is a big shower. She's so friendly that everyone in the pond follows her around. There you go. So again.
Here again.
Yeah.
So Tokyo One says, what fish you doing next week then? Have you had a chance to think yet?
The Sagi, wasn't it?
Sagi. There you go, mate. Sorry. Mind fart.
Mine's doing that all the time.
Dave from Koi Camera, aka Rocket Boy, says my favourite because of a character is Makahaku. Oh,
lost a Benny.
Sorry, I lost a Benny. God damn it! I thought we were going to just say, "Oh no."
Well, I thought your favourite was that 4-step we got shares in.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually own that one, does he?
Well, he could, 300 quid.
Crafty Koi says, my most loved is a Shisui that I bought years ago. It's battered, survived a heron attack, jumped to the pond and flapped under the decking and has survived so many treatments in the early days. There you go.
My mum's got a Shisui like that. She called it Lazarus.
Back from the dead, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, right, Peter's is a ghost koi. Nice one, Pete.
Big Bad Barry. He's off Peppa Pig, I think.
How would you know that?
Ben and
We'll
Holly.
take your word for it.
I know. Ben and Holly.
Is Daitsu Kikakuru character and loves me, not the wife? He likes that fish the most because the fish likes him more than it does the wife.
Yeah, Carlos, don't forget that Kinrin Storagak Chiba's got to come back here. Don't forget.
There we go. See, look, Lisa
My
Lee.
wife says I love the fish more than her.
There you go. See, thank you very much, Lisa. I agree with you. My favourite is the Matsukawa Baki because of how much it changes. There you go, sweet. So 2 of us. I'm not weird on my own. Right, what we got there? Graham Taylor says, would you agree that females are more friendly than males talking about koi?
Good job you put that on the end.
I'm going to get a slap for laughing at that one. Would you agree that females are more friendly than males? I don't know. I think my friendliest fish, I think, in pond is a male. Well, it is a male. I know it's a male, but it's a chag, again, as Rick said before, kind of bred to be more docile, more friendly than your average. So, what do you reckon?
I've not known a difference. Some are hungry, some are yeah.
Yeah, I'd say my females seem to be more hungry, so that they seem to be more friendly.
go. Feed the women. Feed the women.
Never noticed that trait in my wife.
Lisa Leach says we have free now, Gaz, from 25 cm to 52 cm. Sweet. I think mine are all 30. Mine are about 36 to 38 cm now. Both of mine. Like Vince is a year younger and almost caught up with the other one already. Keith and Paula says, "Oh, come on. Right. I'm not even going to read it. If you're going to cheat, you're cheating. Love all ours the same. Don't really have a favourite. Each one has its own unique character." Right, well, pick your favourite out of the unique characters and tell us which one it is.
Yeah, come on, KP. Stop putting the old umbrella up.
Yeah. That's like saying you love your kids all the same.
I do.
Depends how mine are behaving.
Yeah, but it don't.
Yeah.
I love them when they're out. They're brilliant.
When they're sleeping, but even then they don't know what they're dreaming about.
That's like saying
I don't want to know.
That's, you're, gonna get, you're in for it, mate, when you get up here. That's like saying you love your kids all the same.
Everybody has favourites.
The thing is, you've got to be good to your kids, because when you get old and frail, you're going to need them.
Nah,
I'm not going to get old and frail. They'll just kill me off anyway. They'll drown me in the pond.
Yeah.
Tip me in the wheelchair.
My daughter will tell her she's already got the fucking nursing home booked up.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got. Nip says, I want Adam Byers Oakley Chag.
That's nice, yeah.
Nice.
You'd need a crane to lift it out of the tank, though.
There we go. KMP have said, would have to be Psycho Gaz. He's the biggest character in the pond. There we go. See, you have got a favourite after all.
Right, but what is Psycho? Is he a Kahaku? Is he an Asagi? Is
He's
he
a
a
surgeon.
Showa?
He's the one that stabs you in the shower.
What have I missed? Because Mick said, now that's bullshit statement of the week. What did I miss, Mick? What is? Which one? Where?
Was it about moving his fish on?
No. Oh, man, maybe.
So what we're saying is character wins.
Character wins, yeah. 100%.
It's not what you look at, is it?
No.
It's what it's your character, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you first buy them, you buy them for the way they look.
Yeah.
A bit like your wife, isn't it?
Yeah, only because yours is fucked off out.
Yes.
You don't go for all the ugly ones, do you?
I didn't have to buy mine, Rick.
Did you not?
No.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Right, there you go. That's what it was. No, there's the bullshit statement of the week. Treat the kids all the same.
You've always got favourite kids, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hate them all. They're all shitters. All for the same. Well, there's all for different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that.
There's things I love about all three of them, and there's things I could throttle all three of them for as well.
Yeah.
My daughter will probably tell you I've throttled the back neck before today, but that's a load of lies, Bethan. But yeah, definitely. You do, though, don't you? You do. Yeah, I suppose for some reasons, for some things, and some things you think, oh, you little shit, and oh, you little hair.
Well, my two girls are both over 40, and I still have to do all the things I used to do when they was little. Well, not all of them, but.
Very close there, Tony.
but I do have to dish the money out.
Good recovery.
God, what you can do to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Eloise, the one that makes us laugh the most, Vince.
What variety is he?
Yeah, what variety? What type of koi?
Scarface.
You don't know.
Is he a double R bastard?
Scarface, yeah.
All Peter's koi named after films.
My next fish is a 29 centimetre Bendigoy. I won on Jack's auction last week when he sends it down to me. Nice.
Right.
Technically, you can't have that though as a selection yet because it's not in your pond. And the question was your favourite fish in your pond. But it will be when he gets there. And all your others are going to be depressed now because the newcomer to the pond.
The newcomer's the favourite.
Yeah, new fish syndrome.
So, Ricky, which would you say is your best producing female?
In what way? Sorry.
As in egg production and quality of egg production.
They all produce loads of eggs. Yeah, it's as a business point of view for us, stuff like the shishui, because they're the numbers of sellable fish you get from them are through the roof.
High rate of keepers.
So it depends who you ask. So if you ask my boss, he'd be like, yeah, but the shishui's bang up there. The Deutsch Harawaki parents, because they're all sellable as Deutsch Platinums, Deutsch Harawaki, Deutsch Yamabuki. They're all got a value pretty much across the board. And when you go to something like showers where you've got to basically throw away 60% of the fry at a few days old, then deal with the black fry and then find out that the numbers of them are just so few are good. And the bad ones from the black fry still haven't got much value. And then they're so weak that they're always a pain when you try and rear them on. Then, you think that those parents cost a lot more and they produce a lot less income for the farm. So from a business point of view, they'd be the worst fish.
Yeah.
But from my point of view, the challenge is producing higher level fish to some degree. So, I love some of the Sharon Sankey parents. That the fact that you can have 200,000 eggs to start with, and you've got 5 fish by the end of the year that you're happy with, which from a business point of view is a disaster, but from a koi rearing point of view is kind of the reality of it. The challenge is where the buzz comes from. So when you get it right, like the kahagas we did the other day, they're from our own parents. And the numbers of good pattern fish from them are way better from their, the last generation. So you sort of think you're onto a bit of a winner, but we'll find out if that's true in a few years when they've grown out and see where they are. But but even then, we'll go through them and you're going through the best of the best, and you put the best 100 in the bowl, and already there's 5 of those that stand out as the best of that 100, and that 100 with the 10,000, and those 10,000 are the best of the 100,000. You're already like, they seem like a winner, but actually,
Ricky, I've got a koi in my pond that looks as if she's been holding on to eggs from last summer through into the autumn, the winter, and she's still looking heavily laden now. What kind of problems am I going to face with that fish?
None. There's a weird misconception about the females. Generally, will carry the eggs forever. So you'll have a female, and she's ready to lay eggs, but the conditions aren't right, and she will carry those eggs basically forever until such point as conditions are so bad that they reabsorb them, or conditions are good enough, and they will then go on and lay the eggs.
She actually looks a bit sort of misshapen as a result of it.
A lot of them they'll carry a lot of eggs, and they'll carry those eggs, and they'll look. That's just the body shape. They'll carry a lot of eggs, and then if you move that fish into a spawning environment, it will probably spawn within a couple of days, and then you put it back in your pond, and 3 months later, it looks exactly the same, big and heavy with eggs, because that's just how that fish naturally carries its eggs. The reabsorption of eggs is something that they will do in certain conditions, but it's not something that normally happens. Most fish will just be ready to spawn through a long period, unless they're starved or in a massive growing phase, and they'll reabsorb the eggs to use that energy for something else. But a lot of people say, "Oh, they're egg bound" or whatever. Of all the parents we've got, hundreds of fish. Yeah, don't see it. It's just not.
In my pond, I've had quite a lot of flock spawnings over the years, and
weirdo.
It tends to coincide with fluctuations in temperature, but also when there's a bloody good thunderstorm going on. I don't know why that is.
The change, I mean, naturally, the change of temperature is what will trigger fish to spawn, and be it in the spring or the autumn or anywhere in between, change of pressure will quite often. So it's just a natural. If you take your fish out of a natural your pond and put them in a show vat, quite often that will trigger them into spawning. A massive water change will trigger them into spawning. Massive change of pressure and that sort of hot, humid spell will quite often trigger them. It's just environmental changes that will naturally trigger carp into spawning.
Have you ever known a koi to spawn without a male present, just to dump its eggs? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, quite often. Yeah, if you move a female that's in condition to spawn into an environment where it wants to spawn, it will go ahead and spawn, whether there's males there or not. Males will encourage them to go into release the hormones to go into spawning. But with numerous times I've seen females spawn without males, and it's obviously something you try and avoid if you can, but it will happen. And there's no detriment really to them. They'll just dump the eggs and they'll just rot away because they're now all infertile and kind of a bit of a waste. But it will happen.
If that's what happened last year with Monster, because she spawned and there were males in there, but there wasn't a single one fertile. But then this year they're all fertile. Yeah,
you might find that you do get the odd fish that will naturally spawn, but the males just aren't interested.
They're not interested.
Basically, because the hormones probably being released, the eggs are just no good. So they've gone past a point, and the male, she'll be releasing eggs and dumping her eggs, and the males are like, I'm not.
The funny thing was they were a different colour. They were more of like a fluorescent yellow colour last year, whereas this year they're more translucent green, your normal colour.
The condition of the female, diet, where it's been, stress levels, all those things. Sometimes you get females that have bad eggs, and they have bad eggs every year, and then they're no good. But other fish you might spawn first time, it has bad eggs, but the next time has good eggs. So
I think that's what I put it down to, the fact that it never spawned before.
Less stress, better diet, better environment, better water quality. So suddenly she's now got fertile eggs, and the males are all over it, and you'll have a good crop from her.
Yeah.
So
Couple of comments. First of all, I want to bring up here. We've got Paul Mack that just added in a little bit there. Says my little boy is Ace, and his sisters are almost part of the family. Mr. Tropical Koi says, "Thank God for that. I carry a lot of eggs, so once I spawn, I will be torpedo shaped again." Sweet.
Never.
I did actually have a question for you, Rick. Two, really. First one being, as you were talking about fish and stuff that you've got on farm at Vince asked, what's your best seller? What's the most common fish people buy?
It depends on the size and age, but most people want Kahaku, Sankey, and Showa. So when they want to buy fry, they want to buy Kahaku, Sankey, Showa. and it's a misconceived idea that you buy 1,000 fry from those varieties, and you have 1,000 Kohaku Sankey Showa offspring that are worth hundreds of pounds a year later. And then
only
yeah, and then when you go into our smaller sizes, Shishui, like Jinrin Ochiba, all the weird and wonderful varieties are much more popular that look good when they're small. So some varieties, Harawakis, look much better when they're younger. So they're much more developed in a younger age, and they sell really well. And then once you go to bigger koi, it goes back to Kohaku Sankey Showa, because they're the ones that start to flourish as bigger fish. But yeah, all koi have a market at some point in their life. That makes sense. So Hietsuris, for example, you look at a big Hietsuri, they're amazing. You look at little Hietsuris, you couldn't sell them if you're giving them away.
Yeah, they're scruffy, don't they? Yeah, they're very dark.
Ugly little fish you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what they look like when they're small, you can't give them away. We can't sell them as, they're terrible. But they blossom at 18 months, 2 years old. Suddenly they become fish that people...
The heat starts to shine more, doesn't it, when they get bigger as well? It's really vibrant.
So most of our fish are so small. So we have to do lots of varieties that look good when they're small, because our main market is small fish. But we also have to do the varieties that look good when they're big, that we can grow on for when they're bigger. So yeah, it's not as simple as, this year at Suri produces 10,000 good fish, but the rest of the offspring are naff for anything else. So we can't sell any of the byproducts, as it were. We have to pick fish basically to fulfill the markets we're in. So it's challenging, but it's good fun. That's why we do so many varieties, and a lot of the varieties we do will be sold at different points through their life, when they're most appealing to people to buy them.
Yeah,
there's no point trying to sell fish that no one wants. You sell fish that people do want and bite your hand off for at a particular time.
Yeah, so every fish falls into a category at some point, some stage, in a sense. Then
pretty much, unless you're going the real ugly stuff.
Rate is the biggest one.
It's where they're the only fish that really.
Well, it's the one that most people want in it. It's the one that the most sought after out there.
Certainly, when they're bigger and they'll improve. At 10 years old, you're not going to see many good Deutsch Kajakus or Harawakis at 10 years old, whereas you will see good Kohaku Sankey Showa at 10 years old.
Yeah.
So.
Right. The next
question for you, Rick.
Go on. Just the second one I had for you, just because you were touching on the spawning side of things. When a female starts to spawn with other males, does that? Well, when you were saying, this is the reason why I'm asking, is because what you were saying, the pheromones that she releases, will that encourage more females to be coming into spawning as well? Or is it more of an individual thing in koi? As opposed to, for example, like certain fish spawn when it's a certain time, and that pheromones out there, they all start going crazy and they all spawn in a mass shoal of it. Do koi act the same way, or is it more of an individual thing?
Bit of both, to be fair. But once one's female, obviously we do them in smaller tanks. So it'll only be the females in that unit that are affected. But the more if one starts, quite often it will trigger another fish. It just pushes the hormones over a barrier, as it were. And obviously the males are interested in everyone, and you just G up the whole cycle. So if there's 3 females and 10 males in a pond, the first one will start and the males just get crazy. And quite often it will trigger another one. And that's why we see it. The hour after different fish spawning, because it all sort of kicks off.
It's the reason why you get a lot of flock spawns when you know, like Tony was saying. The only reason why I asked is because Daz this time you've tried putting some fish into some of the water that's been spawning already.
Yeah, someone told me that the pheromones are still in the water. They spawn fish sort of like set after set.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. Yeah, it will, and it will encourage. Your water quality might be not great, but
so the water goes trash. But
naturally,
after the second spawn, you flush the whole lot out.
But yeah, in a natural environment, in a big lake like one of our carp lakes or whatever, you'll get the first one to go, and it will trigger a whole sequence of events, and it's a safety thing against predators. If every fish is suddenly spawning,
safety in numbers.
And some of them will get eaten, but there's so many doing it, some of them won't get eaten. And obviously, you don't want to be the last one to lay your eggs because
you're sitting duck, aren't you?
So at the end of the day, it does trigger each other. It certainly does trigger each other off, but we do it in such small batches that there would only ever be 2 or 3 females in a unit at one time together with the males. But we'd normally expect if one starts, it does tend to encourage the others, but the environment we put them in is also sending all the right signals to the brain to send out all the hormones to make them spawn. So it's a bit of a combination.
Everything,
cool.
Vince,
as you were,
Vince.
You've got to get it right.
We've got to get it right. Good. No, so you were saying that the top favourites are the Sankey Sherrill and Kahaku, and a lot of that is because they get a big size. So as a koi farm, if you was trying to get that sort of size into a different variety, say Shiro at Suri, how would you go about getting that body shape into that variety?
By spending more money and buying better parents. It's not so much size. I was saying they're improving the quality, not so much size. So Kahaku, Sankey Sherrill, the Benny, the Sumi, it all takes time to develop, whereas the metallic varieties and whatever tend to blossom and go downhill much quicker. Kijaku is probably the only one example of a metallic variety that tends to look good as a big fish, or can look good as a big fish. But at the end of the day, we're literally standing on the Japanese breeder's shoulders. So if Omasako suddenly is breeding fish that used to only grow to 70 centimeters and now they're growing to 90 centimeters, and he hasn't changed the rearing, he's changed some of the parents, which is generally incorporating a different, incorporating more Showa or Sankey somewhere into the line to get the volume, and you lose some of the quality. All of our jumbo stuff, you tend to find that the numbers of good fish are much less, are much lower. So everything you do to increase size tends to generally decrease a lot of the other qualities you're looking for. Right. So you've got to balance up what you're trying to achieve with it. We've got numerous sets of Omasako Shiro parents we use. Some of the older sets that will only grow to 60 centimeters produce 40% black fry that will all become Shiro Tsuri. The jumbo sets we use produce about 15, 20% black fry. So we half the number of black fry we start with from them.
Yeah.
You have a lot less product, and a lot less of them have got decent patterns, and a lot less of them have got better quality. So before you know it, you're down to such a small number of fish that are good that might. It's just it's a toss up between quality and size versus a number of fish that are worthwhile dealing with. And our market is much more pretty fish at 50 centimeters is a lot easier for us to sell than a good fish at 90. So we were not in that market.
No.
At the end of the day, most of the public won't have the facilities to house a 90 centimeter fish.
No, there's lots of figures about it. Lots of people. We get people coming, my fish at home, they're up to a meter, and then you go round there and they're like 55 centimeters. You've over exaggerated a bit there, haven't you? But one of those things you don't get if you try and breed certain things. You don't get all of benefits. You look at the parents, you think, well, that fish has got the biggest, best body and the best sumi, and that fish has got the best beni and shiroji. And I put them together, and I'm going to get a meter-long fish with all those qualities. No, that's what you dream of. You rarely you get fish that are stunted with none of those qualities or whatever. It's
but that's what I was trying to get at. Would you then breed into that breed something like Chagoi that is known for getting big and getting a big body shape? Would you put something like that in the bloodline to try and pull that size into the Shiro Suri? Can you see what I mean?
Yeah,
as a koi farm,
it's done, but you're talking probably 4 generations before there's a marketable product.
Right.
So, and that's best will in the world, 15 years of work to get somewhere. So some of the big farms in Japan might be able to do it as a sideline.
Yeah.
Stuff for us to do it. Yeah, it's just we'll do on a smaller scale. Yeah, we might think on a slightly smaller scale where we can still get product from it. So a Sankey Showa cross where we're trying to get the body of, the volume of the Showa to the length of the Sankey, and obviously those offspring might not be quite as good, but they still will be sellable Sankey and Showa from those. And we might mess about doing stuff like that because there's still a market all the way along. But you start crossing a Chagoi with a Chagoi with a ship, or a normal car. With them,
you bring up mixing Sankey and Showa together, but they're predominantly 2 different types of fish, though, aren't they? So how's the sumi going to react when you mix the 2?
But Momotaro, it's been done a decade ago with Momotaro's Mako line of Showas that we use. Mako line is a Sankey, so that's already there, which is probably why you get the level of offspring you might want, but you get the volume and the growth and the size. And Sakai have now done it as well with their Dragon Ball Sankey Showa cross. And it's just getting the right combination and what you're trying to achieve. Obviously, when you start doing that, do you keep the black Fryer Showa, or do you keep the orange Fryer Sankey, or do you keep them all?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you're going down a path that might take years, and you might take 6 years for those fish to fully exhibit the genes to see how good they're going to be. So you do the cross, and then you think, well, they're no good. We'll flog them off, get rid of them quick because they're rubbish at a year old. And then you see a pond 6 years later, and the sumi's now shrunk back and developed, and they're the best fish around.
Yeah,
it's such a small farm on doing so many varieties. It's almost impossible. If I was just doing, trying to make the biggest, best Sankeys in the world, then but we're not. We're just buying fish from farms that do stuff to a certain level. We'll experiment as we always do, but in reality, every experiment you do, like I say, 8 out of 10 times, it's not the best outcome. And then you get a few like the Deutsche Matos. The Deutsche Mato Nishiki we did are one of the few at the minute looking like from a strange cross that should never have really happened, looking like some really good fish. They're never going to grow massive, but they're very pretty. And from a selling smaller fish,
that's going to be
anything you've seen coming in. They are on a par with what are being shipped in. So, but that's the sort of stroke of luck against many times we've done stuff that have gone wrong. Good, that's the fun of it. I think that's the joy of it, that you see trends, you see bits, and you can maybe use one of those parents further down the line to cross back to someone else, and you start to realise their parents, their grandparents, and you got that history that we struggle with when we're buying parents. We know the parents they've come from, and that's about it. But now we're using our parents, we know their parents and their grandparents, and so you can follow a line a bit further, hopefully, to make stuff work.
You know the fry or the spawn that the public eat. Are they still showing I know they've obviously done some growing, haven't they? They've done some pretty damn big growing, to be fair. Are they still showing the difference in, like you said, with the yellows and the blacks?
Yeah, they're some quite a unique. So obviously, a percentage hatched 2 colours with the orange front and black back half. The black's now split into spots, and they've all become metallic as well. So they're already showing the metallic sheen. So they're going to be already at least 2 coloured metallic fish. I'm pretty sure they're going to be black kajaku-y type things with the black underlayer with the Benny pattern. But whether they're going to be nice examples or absolute dogs is...
Dave, on a nice example, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
But it's one of those crosses. So whatever it was, 20% of the fry hatched in that way, and if they turn out good next year, we can take those fries straight away at 2 days old and separate them and keep those and grow a much greater number of them. And if they all then become decent fish, you can make a lot of it becomes a profitable variety suddenly.
That's cool.
So
already starting to show some signs of the development and metallic.
Well, I just asked you that, and you said you'd gone.
No.
Getting in trouble. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if we can give them a variety like that, and then at that early age, say, well, that 20% are going to be that variety, it's, from our point of view, yeah, brilliant. We can replicate it. We know exactly what 2 parents are used, and we can replicate that on a much greater scale and produce, hopefully, better and better fish from it.
Yeah.
9 inch long now.
Mr. Tropical Koi says, Ricky, Gaz has dibbed the fish. Charge you what you like for that. Bastardo. Really, to be fair.
Well, you dipped it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, charge me a Rick. Great.
But the fun bit with it is that particular variety cross, in the autumn, we can say, right, well, these are the best 100 examples. We can give them out to people as a grow and show, and obviously watch how that develops. And it's been chosen by the YouTubers to do the cross. And if it becomes something that's actually worthwhile progressing with and refining, there's a whole new variety there that could become the YouTube gardener cross, whatever you want to call it.
You heard that, Mr. Tropical Koi. Instead, give.
Give with a small donation.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop me, mate. I really am.
Oh, mate.
So
I'm coming.
The only point is I'm at a critical stage tonight.
Critical stage, you've been chucked out of the house.
Obviously, I've put them in my water this afternoon, and it's a matter of hoping they're not all dead in the morning, really.
Fine.
No, they'll be fine.
It's always falling off the sofa.
Be good. You can't, if they're on their end, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
I'm going out there to feed them again after this.
Just don't tip a bottle of fair liquid in with them; they'll be fine.
No.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good if you don't do that.
Trouble is, they think they live in a different part of the world because it's daytime 24/7 where I go.
Has everybody else got any more questions for anybody that they'd like to ask? If you have down there, if you could stick them in and drop them in for us, capital letters so we know what's what. If not, I'm pretty sure that actually
coming up to the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, and I think we might have one more on Facebook. I'm not 100% sure if we did.
Actually, I've got another question for Rick.
Go on then, Tony.
Well, what I just said was I'm keeping my lights on 24/7 on them at the moment. Will that worry them?
I don't think they're old enough to worry, mate.
No, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
If
Yeah, they just don't want to go to bed like my kids used to be when I was little.
You want to keep feed. If you're going to keep them daylight, if you're going to keep light on them, you want to be sort of keeping enough food going in.
Oh God, I'm going to set it so the lights go off at a certain time then, because I ain't getting up all round the night.
24-hour feeding.
You know what you do, Tony? You get one of them little fish tank auto feeders.
Yeah, I got one of them.
Trouble's the fry are 2 weeks old. They're not going to hatch brine shrimp and feed them.
Yeah, they don't work with brine shrimp. Actually, the brine shrimp I fed them with tonight, this afternoon, I didn't think it was going to hatch because it's been in my fridge nearly a year. And I was really worried that my wife was going to use it like poppy seed on our bread that she makes. But anyway, they were still there. And I set it up yesterday and they hatched.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, so I had some feed for them as soon as I got them home.
My mate gave me a container of eggs that he'd had about 15 years, and the hatch rate was still cracking. About 90% hatch rate.
So your wife let you keep the eggs in the fridge all year?
12 months.
They're cysts, not eggs. They're cysts.
Yeah, the cysts. Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Cysts. Actually, that 100 gram I got, that's in the fridge at the moment. I just hope she doesn't think it's something for cooking.
So, last question of the evening then, gents, and we're going to wrap it up. Keith and Paula, best drum filter to consider on a budget for an 8,000 gallon per hour pond filtration. We've researched Aquaforte, Draco 700 and the Burton's 500 and 700. What would you choose and why?
Probably a second-hand one, because it'd be a third of the price.
Is it gravity fed or pump fed?
Gravity fed.
Gravity.
I've only ever really used Oazi ones and Aquaforte ones, and the Oazi ones win. I'm sorry, they're dearer. That's my only experience with them. We don't sell them. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a few Aquafortes on the farm, haven't you?
Too expensive for me. I'd just stick a Nexus in.
Yeah.
Nexus.
I think all the drum filters out there are too expensive for what they are and what they do. And the amount of shit that they still get inside them is...
And the extra electric they use as well.
Yeah.
This is the thing that people don't realise. They come with a high-pressure water pump. Now, that thing going off every 20 minutes, 365, turns out to be a lot of electric that ends up using.
Yeah. They are brilliant run properly. But yeah, the Oazi one's like a 1 kilowatt cleaning pump. Yeah, and you're looking at what are they, $4,000 for just a big drum unit.
Yeah,
they're not cheap. And that's just to take out all the solids. But if I was doing a pond myself, I would install one, because you'd never have to clean your biofilter ever again. They are literally, when they're running right.
Yeah.
But they're not maintenance free. They do need looking after. And yeah, the Aquaforte ones are a third of the price, give or take. But you're paying for not inferior. You're paying for a cheaper build in every sense. So a third of the money.
It's going to run over years. One will outlast the other. You end up with problems, replacement parts, and etc.
Yeah,
definitely.
I do find that the pump fed units are a lot less problem than the gravity fed units.
Are they really?
Which, most ponds are gravity fed, but for just general maintenance, the pump fed units all seem to work much better. But
that's a surprise.
That's that's just my take. I'm not. We don't install. We install a few, but it's not something we really do. So leave that for someone else to answer. Surely at the forums you'll get enough response. I think that there's so many out there now. I don't know. Have any of you got drum filters running?
No.
No.
No. Too
They called me Mr. Pod. Easy Pod.
I think we had at one point we had nine running on the farm, and I've now got 2. So 7 are no longer running because they're pain. They're all right if you're looking after one, but when you got too many, it's just when they need maintenance, they need immediate looking after, and you're just not there. So they are brilliant when you're dealing with one and you've got the time to look after one, but I can only say the Oazi ones have run without any issue pretty much. The Filtro ones need a bit more TLC, but they're a lot cheaper. So
there is a big difference between the two.
So, and I've never used the Burton ones or the Draco ones, so I couldn't comment.
There's a few people on YouTube that have used the Draco ones, and I swear by them. Danny's Koi channel, he uses Draco drums.
There's people. I mean, there's lots. There's about 10 different makes now out there that have probably all got pros and cons to them. Don't know, but you probably could pick up a second-hand better one is probably better than a cheaper new one. That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you can get hold of a second-hand Oazi, go for that as opposed to buying a Draco or something cheaper.
Maybe, maybe. But have a get on the forums. There's a lot more people with a lot more usage and knowledge than I've certainly got, and obviously none of you.
I think I've only ever seen 2 running on a system on somebody's ponds myself. So, I mean, they are good out there. They are good. There's no knocking that.
They're running right.
But
running right, they're brilliant.
For me, it's just too damned expensive to even consider. I wouldn't consider it.
I've only ever worked with multi-bays, easy pods, or homemade filters. So,
there's a point. That's I've got to agree. I decided against the drum at the end after seeing the amount of muck James had stuck in the inside of his waste channel. That put me right off drums. It did me too, mate. I've got to agree with that. That's exactly what I thought when I watched that video too. The amount of crap and shit that was like jellified crap stuck to the underside of things underneath. That's just bad bacteria breeding ground, if you ask me.
I know the video you're on about on that one. Yeah,
a shocking amount of shit that he dragged out of there.
Mind you, if you look at Simon up North Koi Pond, he did a thing on his Filtro drum. It's over a few weeks back or a month back, and he did a good clean down on it, and he had exactly the same problem on his Filtro waste tray as well, all on the underside as well as the top.
You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think that the amount of cleaning that they do and how much it takes out, that the waste extraction system would be pulling that away and be gone, but obviously not.
Yeah, which is where the pump ones work a lot better. Because obviously the gravity ones are pulling through all sorts of bigger stuff that starts hanging on the tray, and you end up with a massive blocked. And if you're not running away on 4-inch to a proper outlet sewage, you're going to back up. It's all sorts of problems. Whereas the pump ones, you've taken out a lot finer stuff, and it runs a lot cleaner. But obviously you've got a pump somewhere that's going to get blocked with the bigger items on the outside of the pump. So we run them all. I've seen them all running, and they are brilliant, but they do need a fortnightly bit of maintenance. They're sold as no maintenance, but they're not. They're just a lot less maintenance. You're not cleaning the sponges and, bubbling up fluid bed filters and all the rest of it. You're just cleaning the waste chamber and make sure the screens are all right. But
see, that's filler systems, isn't it? There's pros and cons for all of them, isn't there? Some of them you're not having to do this, that, and over, and sometimes you've got a whole lot of cleaning down to do, cleaning sponges out and everything else. So I guess it's whatever you want from your hobby, isn't it? I mean, there's
a few people I know that have got drums of all at some point in time, after a couple of months of it being used, they've had to run a pressure washer over the screens.
Yeah, the screens need. We basically all the ones we've run for people, so we've got a certain amount we deal with, and we got basically with the Oasis one, we've got 2 sets of screens. So you just take the screens out and put the cleaned ones, dry ones in, because they get a biofilm that grows on them. So basically, by having 2 sets, you can just literally dry one set out, and after 3-4 months, just swap them over, and it just runs no bother at all. But yeah, you will get the cleaning jets are still, even with the Oasis ones, are not enough to be sterilizingly clean. You'll get that biofilm, so they will slowly block up.
He just wanted to give his opinion.
There we go. The final words from
Mr. Claus.
Have we got anyone left watching, do you think? Or is it just us now?
No, we're 53 in, but there will be.
Yeah, good.
Well, there will not be watching for much longer, ladies and gents, because I'd just like to thank Vince, Daz, Rick, and Tony for joining us this evening, and obviously all you guys out there. I'm going to bring it to a close at 3 hours and 5 minutes.
3 hours.
3 hours.
You forgot Baldrick.
And Baldrick and Dave, thank you very much, DT.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Again this evening. Yeah, my pleasure. Anytime you want to join us. And the same goes for anybody else out there. If there's anybody that's Koi related, Koi channel, or member of public wants to jump in and have a chat with us, feel free anytime, guys. The link is always at the top of the chat, and you can click on there and follow the chain link. Usual thing, guys, if you can do me a huge favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And until next time and next week, thanks again, guys. Keep smiling, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Take care, all. Good night.
See you later.